You know, my favorite type of weed was cocaine. 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 Cocaine.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. With the French toast. You think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen? Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lit? Oh, you kumquat! Don't go overreacting when I put your convertible into a wood chipper, stinking extinct face. Uh-oh. You hoboken.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
Cocaine. 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 Cocaine.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah, we got that going. So Nick, Ashley are in the house tonight hanging out. We're gonna talk about some red lighters and
Hell
talk
yeah.
about pajama parties, fucking cocaine. The fucking works, guys. It's going down. Hanging out, shooting the shit. Oh, I didn't say the thing. Hold on, I gotta do it real different tonight. Coming live from the luscious lines of Powell, Indiana. It's Hair of the Dog. Oh yeah,
Those loins
points.
be so luscious.
You guys got? How's the ride up 69? Was it slippery?
It was a
You're
breeze.
69. You're 69 the whole way here, bro.
The whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. Oh my god! I saw that
Yeah.
they finally changed the signs on the south side. Instead of it saying 37, it says 69 now. Like when you're getting off. Oh man, it's actually pretty well.
That
done.
was good. Yeah.
It was a good.
That was a good one. Damn.
Yeah. So we're playing a show next Saturday.
Yeah.
Black Circle for Kinsey Six's second annual PJ party.
Yep.
Playing with Grimy,
Grimy.
Kinsey Six, and then there's Burlesque,
Burlesque
and Raffles
and Raffles.
and what else is going on?
Cute.
Cooties.
Cuties.
There's gonna be cooties.
Sounds a
Gonna be
cute.
spreading them cooties.
Our
in the
merch isn't.
PJs.
It's not as cool as Kinsey Six's, but we got this is actual like red lighters merch right
Yeah.
here.
We got the
So-
full size lighters and then some minis usually.
That's your lighter too.
Yeah.
You're
You
ready?
could. No, it's cool. You keep it.
All right.
I mean, not forever. Just until you don't need it.
well,
So you
I
find
found
yours.
my lighter.
Oh well, don't throw it at me. Right
Oh man! Oh, I forgot to grab the gift of VHS. I'm like real.
You gave me that Star Trek though. It's on display in our bedroom.
Yeah. It is.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
I see it every
OG.
day.
Every day.
Every day. It's right
Every
there.
fucking day. Star Trek. You watched the first. You probably only watched the first like 15 minutes of it though, right?
That movie?
Where it's just like all you see is the fucking like the outside of the fucking spaceship or station or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the worst opening to any fucking movie
Ah.
I've ever fucking seen.
You don't understand the nostalgia at that moment for people though.
Oh,
You know?
fine. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I get it.
and it's taken like the special effects to the next level for Star Trek. You
What was
know,
it,
I
like
mean, think before
75?
that, all you had was the original series, man.
Yeah.
The fucking Star Trek movies all fucking slap, bro.
So do you think that's why it all started there?
Is one so one is the one with V'ger, right? Like Voyager,
Oh, you're talking
and
now.
it thinks it's God, right?
What?
Yeah,
Hold on.
and like they got to go find this thing.
Are we talking about Star Trek,
Yeah,
the original series?
no, the first movie.
Oh, the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've
V'ger.
probably watched
And
it
it like
50
it's
times
this like godlike
in the first
thing
3
they
minutes. And
encounter,
then,
but it ends up being like the Voyager fucking thing that they had launched. You don't
Dude,
remember that?
I've
Yeah.
watched it
Yeah.
maybe twice.
I'm a real Trekkie, bro.
I hated Star Trek when I was a kid because my babysitter, that's all she would watch. But she didn't watch any of the old stuff. She watched
Next Gen.
Next Generation.
Oh yeah.
And then as I like progressively grew, like, you know, from like 7 to 8 to 9, it's how it works. And then I turned 10, you know what I mean? And through time, like I started
What was-
to actually,
man.
you wouldn't believe this if I told you, dude. I turned 11 the next year.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I swear to fucking
No.
God.
I'm glad you clear. Like I was like, wow,
Yeah.
it was after.
And when I
10.
turned 12,
what do you do?
mind
What'd he
blown.
do?
But I ended up falling in love with that fucking show. So yeah, Picard all day. Like
Yeah.
I'm Next Gen.
Yeah.
For sure.
Next Gen. The Next Gen was so fucking good that it actually gave 2 spinoffs. And then like we ended up with 3 Star Trek series running simultaneously on TV. Think about that shit. bro.
Yeah.
Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, like all ran for a year or two, season or two, like simultaneously. It was like Star Trek. Ah, man. Anymore though, like now it's on Paramount Plus, and you get the fucking
Dude. It's like endless.
yeah.
Endless amounts of Star Trek.
I really like they took the
Do
shit
Star Trek.
Discovery and what was it? Brave New World or Bold New World, whatever. The shit's pretty intense, man, and like movie quality.
Mhm. Have you seen the Lower Decks?
I haven't.
The cartoon?
I need to check it out.
There's a cartoon.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
I like it.
What's
I
it
like it.
on?
It's
I think it's by the same guy that does Rick and Morty or some shit.
Uh-uh.
Right? No,
no way.
it's somebody that's like famous
Maybe.
for something else.
Is
Oh,
it new?
I could be wrong. I
Lower
don't know.
Decks. It's new. Yeah. Not to be confused with the original animated series that picked up after where Star Trek left off. And I love that shit. It's such a trip.
Here's like I meant to have this up earlier, but yeah, check that out. Look at that. Look at that artwork.
Oh, look at that.
Weird.
I like it.
It's cool.
So I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually 2 different pictures.
Really?
You could there's 2 of Nick's. If
If
you look at the picture.
Yeah, I thought it was just blurry.
No. Well, I mean that was with intent. That was with intent. It was supposed to have that blur to
Fooled
it.
me.
But see, if you
It's
look at my
trick photography.
if you look at my red face, just to the right is my whatever gray face.
I can't
and then-
even see you.
Like
Yeah.
right here, that's me.
I mean, I believe
very,
that you're
like-
there.
Anthony is the only
Yeah.
one that's kind of hard to see,
Yeah.
really. And then there's 3 of each of us in the photo. A lot of layering.
Yeah.
I thought it was really neat.
It's
But
cool looking.
oh yeah,
I like the font.
yeah.
Cool.
Pay top dollar to have like all the fucking neat things. All the neat stuff. But yeah, I was supposed to pull up a flyer for which where is it? It was here. From because we had Kinsey 6 on Wednesday. and we had yeah, it's not even. Oh wait, there we go. I'll just fucking bada bing, bada boom.
The cool.
Not find it. Anyway,
Have you picked out your pajamas yet?
no, I mean, kind
You know
of.
what
I
you're
saw
getting?
I saw a really awesome pair at I was at
Kroger?
Meyer. I was at Meyer,
Uh,
and they had I was like making my way to the toy section, and naturally I'm going through the men's, but on the edge of the men's I see the women's, and I saw these like fucking awesome like women's
Negligees.
pajamas that had like characters on them and stuff. I was like, I might do that
oh yeah.
because it's like cheap.
Yeah.
But then I have some other ideas too. So I don't know. I have some other ideas, but it's just like, it just. So we're just gonna use this one. Oh, yeah. Can't put photo out. Put it like, oh, there we go. There we go. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta go find something cute.
It has to be
Yeah.
cute.
It's gotta be cute.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Boom. That was from Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's the flyer to the left, and there's Kinsey 6.
Got a whole lot of other things on there.
Yeah, I've
but
got the Wednesday midweek crisis thing on there
Yeah.
in Black Circle, because that's where we're playing. Hell yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking awesome show.
I know.
I mean,
I'm excited.
I'm trying to play it cool right now, but like it's the most excited for a show I've probably been in a little bit.
That's all he talks about anymore.
Yeah.
Have
It's
fun.
I don't want to act obsessed about it, but
I feel heard.
it's
Sweet burp.
Ashley's sick of me talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
make her wear pajamas, try on pajamas, like different pajamas and stuff. And I'm just trying to, get in the fucking pajama vibe. 'Cause we
Anthony,
both sleep butt naked usually.
right.
So we can't do that at the Black Circle. It's
No.
frowned upon.
Anthony got his pajamas for the show last week, and he put them on, and he's still wearing them. He hasn't
Yeah.
taken them off.
Nice.
I don't even think he showered.
It's
It's been like
Stayed in
it's
11
like a
days.
playoff beard, man.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
11 days, same pajamas.
Nice.
He's gonna show up, and there's just gonna be like mustard stains, hot sauce stains, coffee stains,
Oh yeah.
little burns from the blunts. I'm just kidding, Anthony. I'm playing. I'm sure you would wash the pajamas before the show, right?
I'm wondering, like, so it's gonna be fucking cold as fuck, right?
Is it?
I mean,
Probably. It's
I was hoping for a heat wave.
December 28th. What do you think?
Oh yeah, 68 degrees,
Man.
sunny.
That,
Nah,
that,
it's
that
good.
aspect of it got your boy nervous.
With the cold,
Yeah,
just wear long johns. There you go.
that's like a cop out.
With the ass out, just don't button it up. Right? I mean, it's pretty good.
I was thinking like I don't know what the actual word for it would be, but like back in the day the girls would always wear like the long t-shirts with like Tweety Bird on them and shit.
like a moo
But
type
it's-
style.
No, not moo is not the right word. Just really maybe nightgown is the right word. I don't even know. But like it wasn't like t-shirt. Never mind.
Good.
We know what you're
Think
talking
about,
about.
like,
We
back
know
in
what
the
you're talking about.
80s.
Yeah. So you want a t-shirt that has Tweety
No.
Bird on it, and it's like a nightshirt.
Yeah,
Cool.
like really big that hangs down to my knees,
Yeah.
covers my ass.
When I was a kid, younger, I had cool pajamas like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and fucking Ghostbusters, and And then I don't know what happened. Like once I got into like 4th or 5th grade, the pajamas started to turn into like grandpa pajamas. Like my parents would buy me like they'd have like collars and buttoned up and
Like flannel kind of
yeah, like stripes and
patterns and shit.
yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know what fucking happened.
I mean, it is supposed to be a sexy pajama party. I
Yeah.
don't know how y'all are gonna.
What are
find some
you gonna
sexy-
do? What are you gonna wear?
I don't know.
Well,
Probably just normal clothes.
Can't just come on now. I want a pair of slippers though. I don't even own a pair, so this is my opportunity to get some slippers.
yeah.
Meyer has them for $14.99 right now.
Do they got good ones though?
Man, the best.
The best.
I want ones with piggies on the front.
Oh,
Mm.
You know,
I don't know. I ain't got
them little piggies.
I feel like it's like too late to like order from Amazon. Like I was like shopping on
Yeah.
Amazon and then I hear about like the Amazon strike and I'm like, oh fuck. Like, am I gonna get my shit?
Amazon's on strike.
I don't know. I kept seeing stupid Facebook
that
posts
real?
about it. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's one of the distribution centers for
Huh.
sure. I saw.
Oh,
Man.
out
I
of
didn't
the
read
moon.
anything. I just
Me
saw
either. Just like Facebook
people
feed.
holding like signs that said like we want free healthcare or something. I don't fucking know. Who knows?
Free
I
healthcare.
want free healthcare.
People love their insurance, man.
People love their New Jersey stories right now. Everything is popping in Jersey.
I don't know what to think about it.
Drones,
I don't even.
murders, fucking people like an entire like there was a company. The owner announced that they weren't giving out the Christmas bonus, and the entire staff, not one of them, they all quit.
What?
Instant, like the next day, every single person resigned.
And they pooped in his Lamborghini.
Yeah, or something. Maybe
That's-
was it fake news?
yeah.
God, who knows, man?
I don't.
Yeah.
You just don't know
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, you just don't know what's real or what's not.
How much time do you spend on TikTok?
None.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll check it every couple days, but
That's
just because
that
I
is definitely more than
I
none.
upload stuff there, but
Every couple days,
here and there,
here and there,
like once a week, basically.
20 minutes a day.
No, I don't even use it like that. I use Instagram and Facebook. Sometimes I do YouTube, but if I'm reeling, I'm reeling on the gram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and they get me. It's like cat reels, comedy reels, cocaine reels, more cocaine reels. And I'm like, what?
Why?
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like, I think it's funny. Like, I keep seeing more and more cocaine fucking reels, and I'm just like, what is happening?
Because you talk about cocaine.
It's
so
funny
much.
because
I
like I do feel
don't.
like Instagram's algorithm.
I mean, I'll
is
joke
like
about it.
lot-
Yeah, but
Especially on the shows, but
that's the thing. When you joke about it all the time,
yeah.
it's. Are you really joking anymore? You know.
Well, no.
I think it's Facebook and Instagram. They know that. Meta knows, bro.
Yeah, they know.
I think Instagram's algorithm
When
is a
in
lot
Rome.
quicker
Yeah.
though about like if you like watch one reel all the way through, they're gonna send you so many of that same reel, like the same content of it, and I'm like, oh god, what did I do? What did
Whenever I
do?
see something
I
funny,
fucked
I'll
it up.
share it. It's not like it's all cocaine reels, but I do see them. I see like drug references, and then I saw one about acid the other day. I thought it was really funny and sent it to my friend. I was like, oh, they're gonna love this.
I didn't see it.
I don't send you. I don't send things to you on Instagram.
Oh,
I only send it to fucking cool people, man.
You're like,
I
hold
didn't
up.
know you had other friends.
I know. I'm shocked as much as you are. I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Man,
Wow.
what else
How
are
he
you
makes
hiding from me,
friends.
Playboy?
I sent Anthony one the other day that was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, it was about dabs. About basically like somebody took a dab and it was like a reference to a movie. It was really funny. It was great. Oh yeah.
Man, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I like to share the reels to my Facebook story too. I like
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted my reels.
What?
Check
Oh,
this
no.
one out. I saw this one the other day, and I was like, dude, like this is so cool. Actually, I did send this one to you, Bob. Watch this one. And the idea is like you're supposed to send this to your buddies. You know, you're supposed to like see it and be like, don't say anything, just send it. Hell yeah, dude. Hell. Fuck you.
If you just sent that to me, I would be really offended.
I know. I
Man.
mean, that's what it's like.
I would think you hated me.
Just yeah. Oh man, yeah. I think
There's
Instagram's
enough
the best.
negativity in the world already, Playboy.
But that's not negative. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
It's fun.
At whose expense?
Universal Studios. I'm sure I'm gonna get hit for that one too. They're gonna. I'll like. Oh, I will. No, hold on. When I say that, like, I don't get hit. They don't take my stuff down, and I don't pay any fines. Kind of. The thing is, like, any of the money that I make from doing this, they get 80% of my revenue.
That's
Paramount
weird.
does? Or
Well, Universal will get
Sorry.
paid for that, and then like whatever, like the artists that we use on the show, like Remote Controls, the Come Alongs, Tie Like a Tiger. Who else? There's other ones. Third Rail.
I've never seen a dime of this.
So my question is like, I feel like I've kind of asked you this before, like a long time ago. Like, how do they have like just somebody like monitoring, like, or does it just ping it? Like, just
So
pick it up?
Meta,
It's probably AI at
Me-
this point, like
correct.
basically.
that is
fucking-
he.
So it just picks up the sound.
Not
and
only
it
are
picks up-
you right, but you're actually really right. No,
Man,
there's
I've never
probably
been so right in my life.
Meta probably makes, I don't know, a couple billion a year. All right. And there's like 4 assholes in an office in California. That's pretty much it. There's like, well, that's a lie because I do have engineers and all these other people that are creating stuff. But when it comes to like what we deal with, like what we're doing as users, nah, we ain't got no humans. And if you're in a situation where you can reach out to customer service, Facebook customer service, it's not even Facebook. It's a third party they hire to deal with their users. And they're like, oh man, because they were charging me extra for my check mark. And basically it was just like, yeah, like we don't have access to anything. Like it's basically just some guy that's like, thanks for calling Facebook. Kill me, please. This is George. How can I help you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, you have to have like screenshots of all kinds of shit just to like, I was just like, fuck it, dude. You guys got over on me. It's cool. Like I'm
they
over.
saw
it.
you coming.
Yeah. They owe me like around $200.
Man.
They got me good. Fuckers. I canceled my check marks.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
I believe you are who you say you are.
Jonathan
Definitely.
Shepler, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see that spliff and he said, hi,
Oh, shit.
friends.
what's up,
Hi,
Spliff?
love.
Our fellow,
Card club member.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, good times.
we should talk about that a little bit.
I love
Card.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cards and like made some games, bro.
Oh, yeah. Like, what would you say, Ashley? What's your favorite game?
Oh,
Well, hers
definitely
favorite
suitors.
Suitors.
probably.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
fucking love that
card
shit.
game based on euchre, basically. You know, I played so much fucking euchre in life, being from Indiana, and there's always just been like little things that kind of fucking bothered me, where it's like this game could be a little better. And I never really cared for spades. I feel like it's a little, I don't know, too much bidding.
Little too
Yeah.
much hood for
Eh,
you, bub.
just too-
Haters gonna
something.
hate
Eh.
just because you grew up in Lebanon.
So I made a game called Suitors, and everybody that plays it's like,
It's awesome.
this game's the shit.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
This game's the shit. I won't go into the fucking, minutia of it too much, but it's basically 7 cards instead of 5. You turn over a card, that's calls what's Trump. There's no fuckery and going
Yeah.
around the fucking shit.
Yeah.
And get to discard your worst card and get a new card. Pretty cool little jam
It's my
there,
favorite
taking
part.
that space.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it plays out.
Yeah.
Teams of 2 sitting across.
Collectively.
Table talking like motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's Spliff's favorite.
Yeah. Like free table talk. Yeah. I have to admit, like when I grew up when I was a kid, like we would play board games, but mostly card games. Like card games all the time.
Yeah.
Spoons, whatever.
Did you ever play
All of
Rook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to play Rook.
But I
But-
would say I have probably played close to 100 hands now, at least.
Yeah. Sure.
At least.
At
And
least.
I think I've lost maybe 10 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might be a little
I
ambitious. but
just
you won a lot.
I just don't lose,
Yeah.
man. I just don't lose. You're like, you're gonna start losing now, you fuck. Knocking on wood over here, dude. Let me say that louder. Real fast here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I always fucking win.
Yeah.
I wonder how that went.
It actually, I feel like
Sounded
it
good.
probably came across okay on the fucking show earlier, man, when you did that. And I was like, I thought it was like a toy. And you're like, what? And I'm like, God damn.
Some real shit, dude. Hell yeah. I was like, I'm buying that. Fuck yeah. It's even got a switch to turn it on and off. It's awesome.
So can I talk about the games a little bit more?
Oh yeah, yeah. Which ones?
So
Like the Winter Olympics?
to kind of like, people don't know that side of me very much. I don't think we ever talked about it on like Weekend Warriors or anything that I can remember.
Mm-mm.
But I always just had this. So I grew up with Buddy's family, Chris Jones, you know him, man, stuff. And they played a game called Dwayne's Game. And it was just like a take on Rummy or some shit. But it really like impressed on my like psyching as like they're playing a game that this dude Dwayne made up. I don't know who Dwayne the fuck is. And like, here I am playing his game. And like, it just, for whatever reason, I always had it in my mind, like, I want people to play my game, you know?
Mhm.
And so at some point I started like, I think I was probably in my like late 20s. And I started coming up with, I was like, I'm going to really make a game. And Stones was my first game that kind of like started to come together.
I still have mine.
And
It's so fun too.
I should go grab it just
Yeah,
so
it's
everybody
good.
can see it.
Yeah.
the funny thing is I like went out on a mission to like start finding the stuff to make this game. And the first thing that like really kind of ultimately stuck was this board that I had. Like I found a jewelry box and it was mirrored on either side, and the like back row is 5, and then the 2 middle rows are 4, and then a front row of 5 with a bar between. And I was like, there's something there. There's something there. And so after like playing this kind of totally different game on it for a little bit, and I just bought rocks, and I was like, I've got this thing in my mind where I like really clean names, you know? And I try to make games that are like forever. 'Cause to me, like, I think about backgammon and chess and checkers and Mancala and these games that it's like, they're forever. Who even knows now, like, who made that fucking game, you know? And so anyway, with Stones, I ended up putting it away for a while and then coming back to it with a whole different like thing, and it just boom, boom, boom. And I ended up like selling 45, 50 boards or some shit. Really like took it seriously for a while. And always liked with like backgammon where you could carry like the case. You know, I just like the idea of like carrying this game with you and being able to pop it up and play wherever. So Stones, though, it ended up looking basically like a treasure chest and with this like really cool game. And I'll tell you a story like that happened with Stones that was really cool. Is we sold a board to this lady and she took it home and her family like played the game like crazy at home. Well, they ended up going through I want to say like a separation. I don't think they ultimately like divorced, but anyway, daughter, probably like 11 years old, I want to say. And she ends up going to therapy. And the therapist is like, hey, you know, while you're here talking to me, we can just like play board games or something. And I've got all these games. Like, is there a game you like? And she was like, Stones. And
Wow.
like, so then playing, like she, I guess, took the board and, you know, they were playing Stones as part of her therapy, man.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that, you know,
Yeah.
like pretty cool that somebody found that like comfort in that game or whatever. But then, so probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years after I made Stones, one day I'm sitting watching TV and it's like a radio announcer's voice in my head comes across and says, we turned the game of chess upside down. And it was like, I wasn't thinking about nothing. Like it just, like a radio announcer's voice. You do it, Shep.
What's that? What's the line?
We turned the game of chess upside down.
We turned the game of hold on. We turned the game of chess upside down.
Yeah, like that. And so it just like hit me out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? What would that be? And I started thinking about it. And I'm like, well, with chess, the pieces kind of dictate how they move. Like a knight moves like an L, the bishops move diagonally. I was like, so if we were going to turn the game upside down, that would be like putting that power in the board instead of the pieces. So I started like formulating a board that would have more than 2 colors. It's not a checkerboard. And I ended up on this like really cool fucking, I don't even know mathematically how I pulled this fucking thing together. But I made a game called Kings, and now there's like yellow, red, green, and blue squares. And all you have is the knights, basically the pawns, and your queen, which is a dragon in my game, and a king. And the king basically moves like a king in chess. The dragon basically moves like a queen. And my thought process there was like, well, a dragon's flying above, so it's not limited. And then you've got all these knights, and basically wherever the knight lands, if it's on a yellow square, it can only move diagonally. If it's on a green square, it can move side to side, you know, red and blue, up and forward, back, whatever. So anyway, yeah, that game's probably $1 million, bro. So anybody that's seen the board has like kind of freaked out over like how cool it is.
Oh yeah.
And I only sold, like I made one kind of like fancy board with, you know, I went out and spent probably $50 just getting the knights and the dragon and the king for both sides, painted them blue and red, shit like that. Made a nice wooden box fucking game. Only one I made. Sold it for $250 to a vape shop. And it basically like, as the last time I ever went in there. So for like at least 2 or 3 years, it was like in the vape shop and people were fucking playing it and shit. So it
I
was
love that.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool as shit, man.
And so then after that, kind of out of nowhere, I just put together Suitors as a thing to do instead of playing euchre every week. With my ex-wife and her brother, sister-in-law, like we would get together and play euchre. And like one time, I'm just like, euchre's kind of fucking like you get a lay down hand, and you get, and there's all this stupid. Are we playing partners best and fucking all this stupid shit that goes with it? I don't know. Like I love euchre. Don't get me wrong, love it. I've played it my whole fucking
Hell
life.
yeah.
But Suitors kind of better, isn't it, bro?
Yeah.
It's kind of better.
I mean,
man.
if we're talking about like batting
She's
average,
not really played a lot of euchre. I don't know.
batting average though, like euchre is I've always been pretty good at euchre, but I'm way better at Suitors. Like, I mean, I'm only like a year in though.
Yeah.
So, but man,
Beginners.
if this, let's just say like at this point, if there was like, if
I
the
feel like the last
Associated
two times
Press
we played was fucking bad.
if the Associated
Yeah.
Press was
Oh,
like
that last
involved,
one,
I
man.
would win MVP of the year, like league MVP.
Oh yeah.
I would
you're the
probably,
league
like,
MVP. for sure.
like fucking.
Although there's
But John,
times
you're forgetting
where
me. Like we were
Yeah.
partners,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
We were partners.
That
takes
this
two.
last one.
it takes two, and that's the beauty of
Ugh,
the game.
how
With the
long did that
7
game-
cards?
fucking
With
forever.
the
It's-
7 cards, like it takes two. It's
Yeah.
so much
We
more
started
important to
a
have your
game
fucking partner get a couple of
at
those.
10:00,
Yeah,
and it ended like 4 a.m.
man.
And-
that was 2 games. We played 2
Well,
games.
I thought we played
Oh.
2 games the
Yeah.
time before, and then
But
this
that went
last
from,
one.
like,
No, it was
10 o'clock to like 4 a.m.
Ashley and
the
I
one
won
game
the
we
first
played.
6,
Yeah.
and then we lost 8 in a row.
Yeah.
And so you and Spliff went
Yeah.
8 and we were at 6, and then we
I think we got in the barn
tied you
first,
you got in the barn,
and then you won the last 2.
Yeah.
Those games that when they're like
Yeah.
neck and neck like that, though, like
oh man.
Talk about
stranger things have
drama.
happened.
Oh, I felt like I just won like the 6th grade World Series, like that's what it felt like. I was like, I can't believe we did it. We
Yeah.
fucking, because it just seemed like there was no way in hell
Yeah.
that because we won the first 6. It
Yeah.
seemed like we weren't gonna lose a
We
hand.
were dead in the water.
Yeah,
And then boom.
Yeah.
Boom,
Just
boom.
8 straight. I was like, God bless, man. That
Sorry,
was,
guys. This is like it's a super fucking fun game. It's
Yeah.
fun
It's
as fuck.
insanely fun.
Yeah. And if anybody ever watches this show and is like, damn, I want to fucking play some cards, hit us up.
I've been hitting
Ooh.
people up, saying like,
Yeah.
"Hey, play cards
Put
here,
together
there,
a
let's play some
card club."
cards." Yeah, card
Yeah.
club.
Yeah. Yeah. So then I had those games, didn't fight, like everything kind of comes to me out of nowhere. Same as songs usually, like ever since I was probably in my, I don't know, mid to late 20s would have been the last time. Because I don't sit down and try to write. It like either just kind of hits me that I have to write or I don't do it.
There's been numerous
Uh,
times where he's just like called me on the phone and he'd be like, "I just wrote a song." I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
quick.
don't, same with the games though, where it's like, I don't really, so then the last game I made this is all I've got, but I don't know, man, 4 fucking games and they're all pretty fun. Anybody so anyway, when I started working at Fast Signs, sitting there one day, I've just got like Microsoft Paint pulled in front of me, which it's Microsoft Paint's been my canvas, man. That's what I did all the sticks and stones
mean,
on.
We're
Like-
showing our age here, but like that's
That's my canvas.
where
man.
that's where I did all my shit. But I never made games. I just made art.
Well, I was just like, oh, I could kind of like lay shit out on here and make a fucking game. And
Hell
and now I'm at a sign shop. I could actually like make a little board up, So real quick, what I came up with was a game. I mean, I don't know. I probably spent about an hour thinking about this, all told. But I laid out an X in squares, you know, and I'm like, something real simple, like just an X with like a total of fucking 20 squares on the board, and they make an X. And then I was like, I'm going to put a couple of reservoir like things. I just kind of made a board that looked cool to me.
Do you remember, like, I remember, like, how this started because you were looking at some of my paintings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because, like,
It
I have
was
paintings
like
that
she
have
had
the-
paintings that had these designs in them that I was like, I could make a board game out of your painting. And so that did kind of get my mind going at first. And so anyway, I made this game called Ziggy Zaggy. And the whole thing, like, you got 10 players. It's all three of my board games are like 2-player versus games. But basically we get 2 guys, the Ziggies, on, and she painted up the Ziggies for me. They got like little faces on these. It's really like kind of cute and cool looking. But basically you're moving your Ziggies on the board and there's the big red Zaggy. And that was like, to me, the stroke of genius on this game was like the thing that can bump your players off. You both are taking turns moving the gun on the board. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm trying to move the gun closer to your guys, get it away from me. And so while you've got these 2 people on the X, it's like there's a lot of strategy right there in that. And you're rolling basic, like, so if you're the yellow, you've got a yellow die and a red die. And the yellow die you get to move your 2 pieces. Like, say I roll a 5, I can move 1, 3, 1, 2, whatever. And then the red die, whatever it moves, that's what you move the Zaggy, the gun that bumps the other players off. There's 2 ways to win. You can either bump all of their Zaggies or Ziggies that they got on the board, or if you can trap it in a certain way and they get both of their players, they don't have a player on the board, then you can win. So 2 ways to win the game. It's fucking I want to start a company, man. Like a board game and like put out, like, because with suitors you could make, because I have that inspiration from Rook, basically. Like, you could make a special suitors deck,
Yeah.
you know, and use different suits. Basically, I made a prototype of it where I had lightning bolts and stars, so the yellow, and then I had I want to say a horseshoe. What was the other one?
LeBron
Damn.
James.
Yeah,
And LeBron James.
that's what it was.
Anyway, but I had 4 suits, and I think maybe it was a 4-leaf clover, I think is what I might have put on there.
Club.
Kerr.
But anyway, yeah, having a game company is like really my dream, man.
I remember the first time we played like Ziggy Zaggy. We went and got Jamaican food and
Mhm.
Red Stripe.
Yeah, because the game looks Jamaican.
Just the colors.
The colors on the board and shit. But that was the thing when I first discussed. So, like, I had an apartment, and it was my first time living by myself, 21 years old, and I had roommates and shit like that, and it was my first time having a place to myself. And I was like, I want to have like a board game that when people come over and hang out and shit, we can like play a board game. And that's when I discovered Mancala. And that was really influential on me, man, as well. Because I was like, it's such a simple game. And it like has this, like, I don't know, this feel when you're holding the pieces in your hand. And like, there's something about it. Anyway. So, yeah, I get inspiration in a lot of interesting places sometimes. And sometimes it just like smacks me out of nowhere, you know? Pretty fun. Pretty fun shit.
You should
though.
get I mean, first step is just getting a fucking whatever. go to the state house, courthouse, and just get your. I don't even think.
Oh,
you
I
have to do
had
any
all
of
that before when I was selling the Stones boards. I had an LLC
Yeah,
and
I mean,
had
patenting
created
is kind of
Stones
expensive. I think,
Stones
isn't
Throw Games was the name of the company,
it? Mm-hmm.
and
What
but it's
happened?
hard. It's hard. Well, the thing of it is like, so we were literally like had come across, like basically ended up with like $6,000 kind of expendable. And I was like, let's get the shit like saws. And so in the garage, we basically set up little fucking board game making fucking shit. And we're sawing and staining and buying pieces in bulk. And yeah, you like it was a little fucking operation, man. And it became to the point where it's like, if we can't, because selling the boards at $40 a piece, and it's like really when you factored in what was in them, that was a very slim profit margin at
Yeah.
that, you know? And so it was like, we've got to find a way to make the games cheaper
Mm-hmm.
and mass produce them. And 3D printing hadn't really kind of evolved yet to where it's
Yeah.
at. It was still kind of
You
in
can get a
its
3D
infancy.
printer for like nothing now.
So, you know,
It's
I think
crazy.
now it would be maybe more feasible with 3D printing and shit. The other part of Stones is basically like, you know, you lay out the stones and each player has two pieces that they're moving on the board, kind of playing offense and defense with. And all of the stones, I was using this like cane glass is what it's called. And so all of the like boards had unique pieces with the brain farting on what those pieces, the cutters is what they were called. And so I thought in my head, it's like this game is a dream for like Parker Brothers or whatever, because not only can you sell boards and have the theme board, and it's like it looks like a fucking treasure chest.
Mhm.
So at 5 years old, like a kid would just want to fucking carry around the treasure chest of it.
Yeah.
And like then there's this like super cool game that goes with it. And but then you could have like a whole sub market, personalized fucking cutters, like little packs of 2, like, you know, of all kinds of different shit.
Yeah.
Anyway. I actually like had met up with a guy once that had also like he had probably made 3 or 4 different games as well.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I'll show you mine if you show me yours kind of meetup. And so this guy comes and I'm like kind of letting him do his thing first. I'm gracious like that, bro. You know, I'm like, yeah, show me your games. And we sit there and fuck around with him. I'm like, all right, here's Stones. We sit and play it for a little bit. And he's like, man, you've got like the game that people like wish they could fucking make this. He was like, because this would sell at fucking covered bridge festivals and like farmers markets, and you know, like it's just it would adapt to fucking anything and everything, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
sorry,
why don't we,
that was probably like way too long of
No,
a
I want to come back to it. Why don't we take a commercial break, and then I'll have one of you, like, in case it takes me more than a minute, which it will, to go get my copy.
Oh yeah, you still have it?
Yes, I'll go grab it.
Cool.
So
a visual aid.
yeah, visually. So once I start the videos, one of you just gonna have to come over, and I'll just show you what to do while I run up and get it.
All right.
So here's a word from our sponsors, The Button Guy. If you need buttons, head on over to
Man.
Etsy.com.
When Red
/
Lighters needed buttons, where did we go?
The Button Guy.
Hell yeah, we did.
TheButtonGuy.com. Sorry, The Button Guy. Etsy.com/shop/the Button Guy Shop.
Or slash.
Check it out.
Hold on. Just let it run.
I can't slow down sound off a girl left town and I got jumped. My best friend drowned and I got jumped last night. My heart says crime, my mind says murder, my throat says drive, my gut says burger, my mind says why, but I never heard it right. I got a spring in my step, a fall on my face, and the winter won't slip. Real bad taste in the corner of my mouth, 'cause I just can't fly sound. But I can't listen to the voice of reason no more, 'cause I just love the season. Summer's back in town, can't you slow down? I can't help feeling I'm on the run, and you got the wheel, and I got the gun, and this car is sealed, and I'm gonna have fun tonight. I got an old blackboard and a black leather jacket, a floorboard gold, the man ain't singing. Hang on, Lord, 'cause I'm gonna wreck it tonight. I'm in a real good boy, come on.
Drink water, drink my water. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now. Drink water, drink my water. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now. Drink water, drink my water. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now.
You got this.
Sorry to fucking call you. You really are not. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're always gonna be a fucking piece of shit. Skunk weed.
Wanna hit?
I'm not it.
Are you sure?
Okay. Let's quit it.
Close your eyes, Jerry.
What do you see?
So you use crack or you're thinking about trying it. Crack. So if you're thinking about using crack.
Do it! Just do it!
Nothing unusual. Get help now!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to fucking kill me!
So next Saturday it's going down at the Black Circle for the second annual adult PJ party featuring Kenzie Six, Grimy, and of course Red Lighters. Got Nick Jordan in the house. Ashley is in the house as well. Fucking about to come back.
I knew I fucked it up.
You got one job. So yeah, here is the game that Nick was telling you about that he created.
Show the
built.
show the
So here's-
instructions.
Here's the
I'm
instructions.
super proud of that because that's what I was actually able to get copywritten for the game, and I felt like with getting that copywritten, then it shows that like I came up with the design and all the rules and all that shit.
Cheat codes.
So you know,
well, it says strategy tips, but yeah, it's nice. And there's also instructional videos available on YouTube.
Yeah,
which is neat.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and then here's
show the board.
So here's the
Closed
package
it first. You know, like I said, like in my mind, it's kind of like that backgammon deal where you've got like the closed case that you can carry around, and then you open it up, and magic fucking happens. Look at those gems.
Wow, that's dope. So that just happened.
I love that.
One of them fell out and nailed that. Applause.
So that's the board, and you get kind of an idea there. You kind of set out all the gems, and the whole point is you're moving 2 pieces around the board, and he's moving 2 pieces around the board, and we're bumping each other and getting across and trying. The whole point's to try to get all the stones off the other person's side of the board. If you land in those squares.
Imagine that some of these are actually over here.
Yeah,
and not just on the one side.
Do you have like a cutter that you can easily kind of like the one that's not a gem kind of show? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it might be. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it?
This is the square, and then here's the little cylinder.
Yeah. So
And
every
then
game kind of had its own. Like I said, there's
It's real.
not chewable. Doesn't really have a flavor. I'm just kidding. And then I like the pink. I thought the pink dice is a nice touch.
Hell yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
I bought like multi packs, so yeah. No 2 boards were exactly the same. And I had in my head, like right before we quit, I was going to start like, instead of just staining them, actually like painting some boards to where they would like, and think like, if we ever team up, babe, like you could paint the boards to be, because I was picturing in my head like cool, like 70s pattern kind of flowers and, peace signs on them, or like, I don't like, possibilities are basically endless, man.
I like the fact like someone could be like, anybody here got stones? And someone's like, Shep's got stones. Yeah, dude. Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
It just came to my head. But yeah, I love the presentation, man. I was like, this is nice wood.
So is that like one of the boxes that you guys actually made?
Yeah, that's what we were selling, but I managed to like just on the streets sell about 50 of them.
I thought you said more. I thought it was more than
that. I mean, making it that was selling them as fast as I could make them, though. Basically,
I love that.
So it was fun.
Your next game should be like a more modern and updated, like for the 21st century.
Yeah.
Ouija board.
Yeah.
Did you ever give him that Ouija board back?
Yeah, it's on the wall where it belongs.
Any more like Ouija boards in your phone, bro? All
Ouija
the ghosts,
boards in your
all
phone?
well, I'm just saying all the ghost tubes and like ghost hunting apps that you can get on your phone.
Yeah.
Like, who needs a Ouija board, man?
No one.
Should we talk about ghost hunting, bro?
Yeah, I want to. You just made me think of something though.
Did you know that there was a show? You remember the OG is Ghost Hunters, right?
Yeah, I started watching it
on
right
Sci-Fi Channel. Right?
I was on season 1, and I watched
I
could not wait.
Yeah, I was every new episode as it came out. I owned like fucking most of the shit on DVD as well I was obsessed. Well, at some point they were going to do a spin-off called Ghost Hunters University, I think is what it was, where they were like training the next generation of ghost hunters. And I auditioned for the shit. And I made it to like the 3rd round of auditions on
I
it,
totally
man.
forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be super into ghost hunting. I honestly like it. I made a documentary. I was super good at catching like EVPs and shit, man. John,
Hold
what
on.
you doing, bub?
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I had to do a little study real quick. Go ahead.
What were you studying?
Some information based on some books that
Okay.
Spill it.
no, it got thrown out of court, so it's
Okay.
false information.
Good.
I was just reading transcript real quick.
Anyway,
Yeah, we were
we
talking.
were talking about ghost hunting.
This.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So-
I told a story that you paid no attention to about
Mhm.
I had auditioned for the Ghost Hunters spinoff called Ghost Hunters University.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I made it to like the 3rd round of the fucking auditions on it before they were like,
What made them? What did they tell
what
you?
was it?
huh?
Too many red flags.
Yeah,
No, they don't. They don't really tell you. Like it's just like, oh yeah, we're.
Why do you
You
think you
haven't
got
made it.
thrown out?
I was probably not what they were looking for to put on television at that point. I hadn't come.
Did you
into
watch that show?
My like final boss stage yet? You know,
Yeah, did they
Mm.
ever make the show?
it sucked. I watched it and I was like, I'm glad I'm not on this bullshit show. It's fucking stupid.
To go
I
there?
think I might have watched one episode.
Yeah.
I
I didn't really like the Ghost Hunters International either. By the time they like started, it was,
it is kind of
you
weird
know.
when they start bringing other people in,
yeah,
where it kind of takes
it
away.
lost
from,
the charm.
Yeah,
I lost the charm of like,
I watch. I don't know about you, man, but the live from whatever when they stayed the night and they on Halloween,
on Halloween,
and it was
yeah.
like a whole like
Yeah.
live the whole night.
That's
I was in, dude,
Yeah.
and I saw it,
the tug.
the tug,
Yeah,
and then
the tug heard around the world,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it was fake as fuck.
yeah.
And they
And
got
I
called
didn't
out.
know. I didn't think it was fake. I thought that shit was for real.
Yeah,
And then it came out, and he lost his job.
yeah.
The integrity is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, dude, like I was like,
Yep.
It was.
no more.
It really took the wind out of the sails of like, because at the time I would say it was a fad. You know, it was like ghost hunting was a full on fad because you had Ghost Adventures
Mm-hmm.
also hit.
Which is still
And-
going on.
Well, the thing of it is with Ghost Adventures, originally it was a documentary that they put out and it aired on whatever Travel Channel or something. And I remember recording it and fucking, I think maybe even I like had it on DVR forever. And they caught like a full, it was just,
Yeah.
I loved Ghost Adventures made me feel that much more like I can do it,
Yeah.
you know, because they didn't have like a big team and it wasn't like the original documentary,
yeah.
man. It was just fucking Nick and Zach and Aaron, those three fucking filming a documentary going around to some haunted ass places. And I think I want to say it's like the old Washoe Club or whatever it was called. They caught a full body apparition walk across like the fucking shit that he got set up. And man, yeah, I was super into it, Playboy. Like I was making, and I still have all these truly haunted CDs that I made of like EVPs that I had caught. and fucking like I thought, I mean, this was like 2009, bud, and I was burning all these Truly Haunted CDs thinking I would sell EVP CDs because I went to like a fucking couple of paranormal conventions, saw what other people were doing, so it like inspired me, and I was like, I'll sell these CDs, and nobody bought any, and so I ended up with like 100. So now like whenever I need a CD case, I basically take the fucking
whenever you
Haunted
move,
out.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta grab the fucking
Grab a
Ghost Hunt
box of-
CD.
yeah.
Throw it in the front seat.
It's so stupid looking now, but man, like, yeah. And I fucking spent like all this time making a documentary that nobody ever fucking saw.
I'll tell you what, man. All of my like friends from high school, basically. So the first time I ever went ghost hunting, like for real, like we are going out and we're gonna find a haunted place in Indiana. You know, I'm sure you have books, right? You got the books like places haunted. Yeah,
Have
or
all the books.
or you know, Google it and like sit there and look through web pages and try to find. I was like senior year of high school, so 2002 was the first time that I ever like did that. And then like out of high school, it got out of hand, dude. I mean, it was like every weekend we were like, all right, we're going to Seymour. We're finding the Crybaby Bridge. And we'd drive 2 hours down to fucking Seymour. And even me, you know, like we'd get there and it would just be like, all right, we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna get out of the car, right? And everybody's like all fucking like chickening out. I can't do it, man. I can't fucking do it. You know, like I look back now and I think about it. It's like I can't believe that I got that many fucking different people to actually go and do that shit with me.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, how fucking annoying of a friend was I? You know, like we would just random fucking places, you know?
Yeah.
My favorite though, there's this old cemetery. I can't remember the fucking name of it, but there's a really old cemetery, like graves from like 18th century, 17th century. And
probably not from the 17th.
No, dude, like 1700s, whatever.
Yeah, that's the 18th century.
Yeah. Anyways, take Pendleton Pike out and you keep going until you get into like the Fortville area, and then you turn right on whatever road that is. I can't remember. And then you drive like a mile and a half down and you turn on whatever 100 County Road, and then you got to look for it. You'll find this path that goes back into these woods, and you drive up this path and you keep going, and then you come up to this hill, and it's like pitch dark. You're in the fucking like in the woods at this point, and you go up, and then boom, there's a fucking cemetery there. And man, the shit that I fucking like, the shit that we whatever. I'll tell you right now, that's a good spot to go if you got a skeptic, because it's like fuck orbs and fucking you know, made the mistake of taking the Ouija board out there a couple times, but not a good idea. Don't recommend it. But whatever. It was really cool. I think my favorite part about that place is this right here. Almost every fucking time, every phone, every fucking camera, every recorder, everything within 5 minutes. Dead. Extra batteries, dead. Drained.
So my thing
Ridiculous.
was basically EVPs, and I would catch like, I mean, honestly, 50 to 100 almost every place that we went. And because I'd put like together a little group, CPR, the Cooperative for Paranormal Research. Oh yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's so Nick Jordan when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, but anyway, so I remember like I was catching all these EVPs and shit, and fucking through the conventions, kind of meeting up with people and whatnot, connecting to this whole like community that was going on. And I ended up going like on all these different podcast kind of back then. It was just called like internet radio shows and whatnot. Yeah, I've been like probably on 10 different talk shows talking about ghost hunting.
That's
and
awesome.
sharing my shit. But so one story that like makes me think of is at this one convention where it was like all the people from Paranormal State, like Ryan Buell, and a few people from like Chip Coffee, people from Ghost Hunters. I can't remember, like, but a bunch of at this paranormal convention. It was a big one, man. And
What's that?
just kind of got to like meet some of those people.
Did you
so
ever
that
meet
was pretty
Steve
cool.
from Ghost Hunters?
No,
Not the two main guys.
no, I know Steve, dude.
That was my favorite character.
Yeah,
Now that we know it was all
what was the
bullshit.
like it was always Steve and fucking I can't think of the other guy's name that was kind of like New York stuff.
Brian.
No,
There
was a Brian.
yeah,
but they kicked him off.
Yeah, because he was
Yeah.
like super fucking annoying.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember when that happened. I was like happy, but kind of like, aw. Because
yeah.
it like that the dynamic of
changed a little bit,
having like that one guy that's just like
Right.
always
a problem.
a fucking problem.
Yeah,
But it was entertaining.
it added something to the show, man.
So when he left, it
Yeah.
was like I
Yeah.
was kind of happy, but it was also like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same.
Man. But yeah, I was curious if you ever met those guys.
So at this convention, there was like this round table about EVPs and shit. I mean, this is like nerd shit, whatever. But like, and so I like got to sit in on this like round table of all these like paranormal people talking about EVPs and all this and that. And I was like, well, and like so many of them would be like, you know, I caught this one EVP and it was so good. And I'm like, am I the only one that's catching like 50 to 100 EVPs every time I go out? And they're like, what? And like, I'm like, I catch crazy amounts of EVPs all the fucking wherever the fuck basically I go with this shit.
Except for my
And-
house.
Eh. So
Uh,
basically I kind of got challenged on it. And because somebody was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, that seems like a lot. And so I sent this guy from another paranormal team raw audio. And I sent him my notes too of like marking where all the fucking EVPs were in this raw audio. You know, like nothing cut out, nothing. And I end up like finding out that he's actually then sent it to other people and shit because he's like, this shit's crazy, you know? So for whatever reason, man, I had like a real knack for fucking picking up the fucking voices and shit. And so that guy kind of like behind that, he was like, I really want to like go on a ghost hunt with you. So we set up to do this, just me and him, basement of a restaurant where they're like, that basement's fucking haunted. And so, and I think basically maybe we had the whole restaurant, but the basement was where all the action was.
yeah.
And I ended up, the only time that I've had like a crazy thing with a EMF detector, you know, that like basically I had
Yeah.
this little thing and it would light up if there was high EMF.
See, you
And,
did
like,
all the things, man. All
and-
I would ever take. I mean, every time, the Ouija board and a digital fucking camera.
Mhm.
So like, I didn't have like the recorders. I didn't
Yeah.
have any of that stuff.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably where I fucked up the most is because like, especially when I would go to a place in Fortville, I'd have 2 batteries, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then our phones. So
So I'm down in this basement with this dude and we set up the EMF detector like next to some shit that basic like whatever sometimes intuition leads me a little bit on some stuff. There's like a rack of clothes down there and I'm like, are these the clothes of like somebody that's died? And basically this EMF detector, like we're sitting probably 10 feet, 15 feet away from it. And it is lighting up and answering yes or no questions for like a solid half hour, bro.
wow.
And just all kinds of shit came from that. And then like, but you know, to take somebody out and their one experience with you is like mind-blowing fucking experience.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
But
Do you still have your EMF?
I think I might have it somewhere, and I think I might have the go like so back then the phone shit wasn't a thing yet.
I'm still
And
skeptical about the phone stuff.
I bought this AM FM radio at Radio Shack, and like because it was the Radio Shack hack, and basically you could hit scan on that radio, and and if you clipped one of the chips inside the board, it would not stop once it lands, because it's made to stop when it lands on a station. Like when you hit scan,
Yeah.
you know, it's scanning for a station. It stops when it hits a station.
Right.
So I had to like go in and modify this radio, pull out like a pin somewhere or some shit, and fucking now it won't stop. And that's a ghost box. And now they have these on phones and shit, basically doing the exact same fucking thing. But I had to like rig one and make one, you know, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, but man, some of the shit, and that's like at the end of the documentary I made, like at the very end of it, we're talking to a ghost box, and like one of the phrases, it just kills me. Like this full phrase comes through, and you really have to be able to hear it because it's different voices. So in real time, like the one that really kills me, it's like it comes through and it's like, seems like you're only interested in one thing, grave digging. Can you like hearing a fucking full on sentence like that? Like again, I caught that, but then like I caught that like reviewing it, but all these things that are happening, and the very last thing, because it's like we're looking for this ghost of Cecil, basically, is who's in this house in the documentary. And I'm like, you know, saying something like, Cecil, are you in the closet? Or Cecil, you're there? And the voice comes through and it's like, he's gonna kill you. And the fucking camera dies right then. What a great like little fucking boom, camera dies. He's gonna kill you is the last thing you're hearing, like it's coming through that ghost box.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I don't know. We've always like had that theory as well about like the ghost box, and like the EVPs that like come through sometimes could be like just like your own thoughts.
Oh, like
sometimes,
telepathic
like
kinda,
a telepathic.
What's it called? What is it called? ESP, shit like that.
Mhm.
Like all those things to me. Yeah, that there were a lot of occasions where I started wondering, is this actually ghosts? Like even somewhat questioning, are ghosts real, or is this all a mental phenomenon
That we're unaware of.
just
Well, we know that
our
we
brains are making these ghosts, basically?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, physics, like they've already came to the point we know and recognize that we are definitely capable of altering our surroundings, and you know, through word, through thought, whatever. You know, I'm sure you've whatever read about it.
yeah, I've totally whatevered it.
You know, like the whole flower thing, where they would do this whatever science project where they would have two plants, and they would speak nicely to
Yeah.
these plants and speak negatively to these plants over time, and they would keep track, and then, you know, done 1,000 times, whatever.
Yeah.
And basically the plants that they're talking negatively to, like, they're up and die, and the ones that they speak positively to, like, grow and become beautiful. And then, like, you know, also the effect that music has on plants,
Yeah, absolutely.
animals.
And that's where I kind
living
of like start
things.
to like believe in like the, what's it called? The hertz, the frequency of like music and
Yeah, Nick and I have definitely traveled that conspiracy theory.
right.
It's out there. It's
Yeah.
almost like real. It's not really conspiracy. They did change how tuning was at some point in the early 20th century.
Well, I remember like also watching that documentary about like Hillsong, the Christian like music group, and how they would use like certain things. I don't want to say frequency, but like the way that they did their music, like
Yeah.
it would raise
It's-
a lot of.
It sounds like a bunch of heebie-jeebie, but if you set a bowl of water
Mm.
next to your instrument, and if you tune your guitars or your instruments into that specific hertz, which I can't remember what it is, but you could see the effect that it has on the water, the notes. And if you put it in standard tuning, it's just a bunch of fucking scrambled nonsense.
What do you think about like that water theory where that one Japanese, I don't know if he was a doctor, but like he would freeze water and it would the same thing, like speaking.
Water has consciousness.
Yeah, and it would.
Yeah. That is a wildly
Right.
heard of thing. Like nobody knows about this. Like I'm surprised that you even know about it. I figured
Above. We know.
yeah. I'm sure. I just fucking.
Well, have you seen?
I just haven't heard anybody else talk about it. It's like one of those things I almost don't want to, because it sounds fucking insane.
I mean, like, well, it sounds
People know
insane, but we're
about
allowed
that
to be
shit.
skeptics about it too. Like, have like,
Yeah.
I believe this certain amount, and then like.
Here's the thing. Every living thing, what is one thing that's fucking necessary, bro? Water.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right?
We're made
There's
up
not
of
a
80%
single
water.
fucking living, all
The planet's made of 80% water.
All the vegetation, all the trees, they need water, all the insects, everything is fucking water, man. So what if maybe the water is the consciousness?
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Huh?
There's water and beer.
But if you like think about like human emotions too, and how like human emotions
tonight, bro.
Like
These cigarettes are fucking me up. Oh yeah, here, you need a lighter? Ready? I'll toss it up. I won't throw it. Ready? That's pretty good turn too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's
It's a little embarrassing.
I bought a special pair of headphones for the fucking podcast, and I was gonna introduce them tonight, and I was gonna have Ashley wear them, and I totally forgot.
Fucked it up.
Yeah, here.
Can we see them though?
Yeah, absolutely.
oh, they're cat ears.
Check it
I
out.
refuse to wear cat ears.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody
I
one
would
day
have
is
worn
gonna-
them.
Oh, those are cute.
Nice.
I mean, just switch them out, bud. Plug it in.
Make it happen.
Isn't that fucking great?
They are cute.
You get a visual. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Nice.
They're cute.
Oh yeah, I want.
You should have put the cat backdrop
Oh
while
yeah.
you wore your cat headphones.
We're gonna have a cat episode.
I just
Everybody's
thought it would
gonna
be
wear-
neat to have a special pair of headphones if somebody wants to wear them.
Yeah. There'll be that one person.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will want to wear them someday, Shep.
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of headphones out there.
I could see Miley Cyrus wanting to wear those.
Yeah, you should
And
totally try to
Ariana
get her on
Grande.
the show.
Ariana Grande had the whole like cat thing going for a second, right?
She doesn't want to be on camera. Ariana,
Not anymore.
not on the podcast. She's here all the time. Constantly.
No, but we should really like go
And
ghost
mobility,
hunting, and
yeah.
we should film it.
Yeah, we should
So-
start a ghost hunting team.
Like,
play
That's
for
what
it.
I was.
That's
I
what
was. I wanted to go into
Yeah.
that. I was gonna. But this, I was gonna say. Look around the room. Like, dude, why aren't we doing it already?
Yeah.
I mean,
Time.
like all the everything we could
So,
possibly
okay, so
need,
here is the thing,
and it would be
about-
nothing to pack up
Here's
and go
the
and
thing
do it.
about really doing ghost hunting, though, is the commitment that you're making post ghost hunt to now siphoning through all the video, all the audio,
Mhm.
all the pictures. Like
Yeah.
you got to sit there and fucking basically go into the fucking zone.
Yep.
And hours.
Yeah.
How long are you spending at a place? You know, I used to sit there at like work job kind of allotted for me to do this, but I would sit there for like 2 straight hours listening through one of 3 fucking digital recorders that were set up in a place. marking EVPs,
Yeah.
fucking going through all these different, it's a lot,
Yeah.
bro.
My last job that I was working, I would just build shit all day, computers, servers, whatever. And I would just listen to either audiobooks or listen to podcasts. And a lot of jobs are like that. You can just sit there and listen.
Well,
And then like early on when we started doing Midweek Crisis, I would I'm gonna make reels. Huh? So I'd sit there and be listening to it. And then whenever something came up, I would quickly look down, write down the time.
yeah.
And then it never did anything with all those numbers. Like pages and pages of like numbers.
I really would love to do it. I need people that really want to also invest in it.
I will totally do it. How many more people do we need?
The only one, and that's the
Can't
other
have too
thing that
many.
sucks is like, because how do I trust your ears? Like if you're gonna like dissect and listen and shit.
Why did you stop doing it? Why?
Huh?
What made you stop? I easily tell you why I stopped ghost hunting. Fucking, why would I go looking for something that I couldn't get rid of?
Yeah,
I fucked up.
What do you mean?
I fucked up bad.
Confused.
Went out one night to a fucking cemetery and basically brought an entity back.
What happened? Like what?
God, it's fucking.
The story of it.
So 3 of us went out to a cemetery and we thought we were being cute. The Ouija board right above you there.
I'm sick of these Ouija boards.
It's the Milton Bradley. And we didn't close it out. And basically it took like 2 months for us to figure it out. And then somebody told us what to do. We went out there, we did it, and it all stopped.
Well, what was happening? Like what was
Things flying across through like poltergeist shit.
No way.
Oh yeah. Waking up to like the trash can from the kitchen in my bedroom. And my doors are fucking locked.
Mm-mm.
Like just weird, stupid shit. Like disembodied voices. People would call the house when no one's there, and somebody would pick up the phone because it's back on landlines, and you would just you would hear somebody breathing. And the thing is, like, it was just Jeremiah and we both worked the same fucking job. And that was back when Domino's was 4 o'clock to fucking 1 a.m. or whatever. So if both of us are at work and nobody else is in the apartment, then who's answering the fucking phone? You know what I mean? Weird shit like that. I don't know. I hate talking about it because it's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, it wasn't like the things that were happening was happening to just me or just Jeremiah. It was like when we would have friends over, we had friends over all the time. You know what I mean? Like this is back in my days when I threw parties.
You had a lot of friends.
Yeah. No, yeah. 3.5, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the things are, I just hate talking about it because, it sounds crazy.
I think that's
especially the trash can one. But to me, like, I almost hate the fact that I even said it because it still doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really make any sense. And I've always chalked that one up as like, it feels like my girlfriend at the time was fucking with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
for 2 months.
No,
You know what
that
I
happened
mean?
one
Like-
time though. And I feel like she did it and was just like doing, but you can't tell me that there's like 4 or 5 of us in the living room and we're all, standing there or just sitting down talking and whatnot. And a fucking dart that's sitting on the counter flies off the counter upwards and hits the fucking dartboard. And it wasn't like one of us saw it. We all saw it. And there was nobody in that fucking room. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like shit like that. But I don't know. There's more to it. And I had what do you call it when when they touch you. What is that called? I can't. There's a term for it
I didn't know.
in that field when entity touches you. No, you got nothing. You're like dead.
What's it feel like?
Like, oh, I mean, I was just laying in bed, and basically somebody put their hand on my shoulder and like pushed me, like, hey, and I like turned back, and there's nobody fucking there. And instantly, my roommate is up front playing what's that, Rainbow Six? What's that game called?
Yeah.
Whatever. Rainbow Six game. And like I was like, Jeremiah. And like I fucking jumped out of bed, and he's like fucking like, by the time I'm out the door, he's turning the hallway like, what? Oh, you know, like freaking out. And I was like, were you just in my room? He's like, no. I was like, dude, somebody just fucking grabbed my fucking shoulder and like nudged me to get up. And like that, and dude, like, man.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and then the similar situation, my roommate and his like girlfriend at the time are like in their room
making love.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably not. I don't fucking know. But I'm like in the living room, and I'm watching a movie.
Beating off.
Yeah. I'm watching Britney Spears classic Crossroads. And no, I'm watching a movie, and fucking okay, so Willow Glen Apartments, right? The way I'm sure you guys at some point in your life have experienced this kind of apartment complex. To open the door, you have to have a key. Okay. And when you shut the door, the fucking thing locks itself. Right. Okay. I'm laying on this couch, and I hear the fucking door. Hear the fucking lock turn. Now, I want to remind you that my roommate is in his room with his girlfriend, and I am in the living room. I hear it unlock, and instantly I fucking knew this is not going to be good. I hear the door open, I hear the door shut and lock, and then I hear footsteps like walk up to the couch, and all the hair on me is standing up at this point. And sure enough, fucking right on my fucking shoulder again. And then it did it again. And I fucking screamed. Guess what? I screamed at the top of my lungs. Yeah. And they fucking come rushing out of the fucking bedroom. And yeah, I fucked up. I never, ever, I've not been ghost hunting since this. That was it for me, man. My buddy Chris was at the apartment once, and this is when we were actually working together, and he was there by himself, and he called up to the Domino's and asked to speak with me, and I get on the phone, and this is like a grown man, dude, on the phone, hysterically crying, like telling me that I have to come to the apartment because he's not going back in there until somebody comes back with him, because he like swears there's somebody in there. And basically, same couch, by the way, he's watching a movie, and we had like the surround sound shit. So dope. Yeah. Hell yeah. He's watching this movie, and suddenly like all the sound is being like distorted by what he says is like a really high pitched, like almost like scream. So he grabs the remote and he mutes it. And like, there is somebody, and he says it sounds like a girl screaming, like like a horror movie scream. Well,
Just like that.
close. A little less Cartman, but God damn it. Fucking in his ear. Like there's somebody behind him in his ear screaming. And when I got there, dude, he was still in tears. He was so scared to fucking death. And went in there's nobody fucking in there. So there's so much more. Like I just had to sit here and think of all the things that happened. But there was just so many different things that happened throughout this period of time. And it got to the point where Jeremiah wouldn't even talk to me. He was that mad because basically
You ruined his life.
well, he was a Wiccan. I don't know if you ever heard Wiccans, but and so was his like girlfriend, whatever. But they were using the Ouija board or whatever, talking to the spirit realm, whatever. And she told Jeremiah that what was happening in the apartment, okay, and all the things that were happening to him and me and other people were because of me, and that I brought an entity into the house that was angry. That's all she could say. So yeah, he wouldn't even talk to me.
So you just took on the blame just like that? Like,
Well, no, what
it
am I
wasn't the
gonna
fact that
do?
They were
Prove
just
it.
using the
Like
Ouija
every
board
time I tried to talk
numerous
to him, he would
times.
just look at me and be like,
She's moving it, bro. She made him say that.
well, hear me out. So like that went on for 4, 5, 6 weeks. I don't fucking know. Like literally cold shoulder constantly. If I got anything out of him, it was a yes or a no. He's just mad.
I'm sorry.
And so one night I'm hanging out with my friend Katie and we're just chilling, whatever. And B comes back, knocks on my door. Is like, hey, like, I know what you need to do. And basically broke it down to there's a person named Michael that is here. And you somehow forced him back here. Like it was my fault. Like I forced this entity spirit person into our like apartment somehow. So figure it out. And basically that's what we had to run on. That's it. And then fucking hit me because Katie and I were going to use the Ouija board. That we were going to fucking Ouija that night. And that's when it clicked in my head like, holy fucking shit. That fucking night back in June, we went and fucking did the Ouija board and called fucking my buddy Chris and him, myself, and his girlfriend. That night, when he got out of work, we all met up and we went back to that fucking cemetery with the Ouija board and went to the fucking like spot that we were at. And sure as shit, the fucking grave that we were at, it was a child.
Oh shit.
8 or 9 years old that had died named Michael. That was it for me, y'all. I stopped ghost hunting. That was it. It was fucked up. The fact that she knew, and mind you, like she probably didn't even know that we even went and did that shit. But it's interesting because now I'm thinking about it. The way that it all started is when we were sitting there trying to, talk to a spirit, what Ouija board would be doing. And scared that just imagine you're in the middle of these woods at a fucking old ass fucking cemetery and at 4 in the fucking morning, totally trespassing, candles lit, the whole shebang. and not one of us heard it coming. But boom. Like all of us screamed bloody murder because a fucking dog just fucking showed up like out of thin air. Just boom, boom, right there. And it was the coolest fucking dog ever. It was so like super sweet dog. It's beagle. It was a beagle. And you know, once we got done laughing and you know, sitting there petting this dog, we just fucking left. And the dog like followed us back to the car. And Chris was like, we should keep it. We should, because it didn't have a collar. I'm like, dude, we're not keeping someone's motherfucking dog. Because obviously, like, you know, it's somebody's fucking dog. Like, it was a really sweet dog. It was tail shaking, everything.
So this all happened after you closed it?
No, this is the beginning.
He's saying that's why they didn't close it, because
That's why we
Oh,
didn't
shit.
close it.
Yeah.
And
Beagle
this
was a
is
shapeshifter.
this is actually, this is where it gets interesting. This is like the beginning.
I was hoping there was a point where this would get interesting.
Yeah.
Love it. Keep going.
Thanks, Nick.
Uh,
Fucking fuck. So okay. Like I was saying, the dog falls into the car. He's wanting to keep it. And we're like in the car, you know, leaving, and the dog just keeps following us. And you know, he's fucking, you know, going real slow at first because it was funny that the dog is like still trying to keep up with us. And then eventually we just, you know, took off. And we get out onto German Church Road, take it down to 52, turn right, turn left on whatever, end up on Raymond Street. And we pull up to the stop sign at Post and Raymond. And while we were waiting for the, you know, whatever, his car died. Just stalled. So he fucking turns it over, starts up, but it starts boom, 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 boom. There's a knock in the engine. He's like, what the fuck? Restarts it, still does it. He's like, well, I mean, at least it's running. Let's, whatever. He tries to put it in gear. Won't go. Shit. Will not go into gear. Like, he puts it in first, fucking hits the gas, nothing.
Through rod.
So we get out of the car and, you know, goes pop the hood. I go, you know, obviously I go up there with him, and his girlfriend gets out of the car and she's like, hey man, you have a flat tire. And I'm like, I turn and I go around. I'm like, holy shit, dude, you have a fucking flat tire. And he goes around and there's another flat tire. In that instant, he threw the transmission, caused a knock in the engine, and had 2 flat tires. We had to have the car towed.
That's crazy.
That was directly after leaving that cemetery. And that is when it began.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like my brain is
Yeah.
like playing a movie out. In my head
Yeah.
of,
I
like, you
really
shouldn't have left.
appreciate how you are making it sound like everything I'm saying is either stupid.
No.
No, not at all.
Nick's like,
Not
oh,
at all.
man, mhm."
No.
Dude,
It's cool.
it's fucking, you've
It's a
just
cool
heard it
story.
1,000.
I've heard it.
Yeah, 1,000 times.
Well, this
Yeah.
is the first
I
time I've
remember when
heard
you were
it.
going to write
It's just,
the book, bro.
it's hard. Yeah. Actually, I got pretty much right into it. And then they started allowing like 15 people out to the fucking bars and shit. So I was like, oh yeah.
Can I tell you just a quick, like, and this is, so I mean, basically the ghost hunting shit just faded out. I've got 2 quick stories to tell. All right. So the
All we got is
scariest,
time, baby.
the scariest thing that I think happened to me outside of like, so I had a ghost come into the bedroom while I'm like laying there watching TV, and I feel like I've told the story so much, but feeling my peripheral vision, I'm frozen fucking stiff. as soon as I like sense it's in the room or whatever. But I'm in this like ghost hunting mode, man. And I'm like, you want to fucking see a ghost, bro? Talking like psyching myself up to look at, because I needed to like turn my head as this milky white fucking shit is filling my peripheral vision. And so I'm like, look at it, fucking look at it. Do everything I can to turn my head. And when I do, it's like I'm looking at a sheet fucking ghost, man, like full on milky white sheet, kind of solid, but with these two eyes. When I turn my head, it's like basically I look up into these two fucking eyes staring down at me like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, I don't know how to, like, it didn't say anything, man, but it's like this just evil fucking eyes looking at me, scared the fuck. I mean, I literally like start screaming, right? And of course, as soon as I start screaming or whatever, and like it's gone, you know. But so that was like kind of scary, but I don't know, there was this other thing that was even to me like a little scarier. While I was editing the documentary, I would like do these voiceovers on the same digital recorders. I would like record a thing and then plug it in, edit it into the movie. It's back in the day, man. It was, you know, but so
I mean, what we're talking about though, just to be clear, at that time, like the stuff you were doing was pretty, you know,
at least adventurous,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
to be doing on my own. But so I record this little voiceover thing, you know, oh, what we found in this next room's really going to be crazy, you know, whatever. And I tape that, and then I hear at the end. So like, as I'm plugging it into the documentary I'm making, I'm editing it, and I get this at the end of that thing. I can see kind of that there's something there at first. So I listen, and it says, we're watching you, Nick. Like, and I'm in my house, and this is like one of the first EVPs that I had ever caught in my house. So that like, and it's, we're watching you, Nick. Like, ooh, man, that fucking, took off the headphones like, fuck.
that would be it for me, man.
So
I just can't with all that.
But that's the thing. It's like,
so would you like go again though? Like
now, yeah.
The shit. I will tell you, man.
I feel a lot
scarier
more
it got,
comfortable because
the
I
more
was so
freaky
young.
it got, the more it turned me on to it. Like, I am even at level of like, I'm scared.
You ever had one touch
I
you?
get
though?
like an adrenaline rush from that, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this. I had marks from that on my skin from when I was touched by that shit or whatever spirit or the fuck ever. Anyways, you go ahead.
Yeah.
No. I totally forgot about that.
So the other story, and like, I feel like we should wrap up the ghost hunting kind of portion of the shit.
Dude,
and I'll end with a zinger, man, a funny story. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this ghost hunting group, and fairly early on, we arranged, because I had went to this paranormal convention at the Crump Theater, and the Crump Theater's in Columbus, and it's like a fairly recognized like haunted theater. And so basically I had set up for like dirt cheap. They let my ghost hunting team have the theater for a night. And so I had it all set up. It's the day of, got like, at that point, the group was like at its biggest. So there was like 8 to 10 people coming to do this investigation at the theater. Okay. And me and Stove are at my place getting a little pregame action on, you know, and hanging out. And I'm like, I'm going to call the lady to make sure we're good, you know, and before we head out. So I call and get a voice message or whatever, you know, and I'm like, hey, this is Nick with the paranormal team, just making sure we're good to come out. Well, while I'm like basically hanging up the phone or whatever, Stove knocks a fucking can of soda off the fucking table. And actually, I think my dog knocked it off the table, but it was Ghost Coke. And I just start fucking like, you stupid motherfucker, leaving your can on the side of the fucking, you know, and I'm just busting his balls or whatever. It's all in good fun. But, you know, I'm just like, you stupid shit, my fucking dog, fucking, you know, whatever. So a couple minutes later, I get a call back from the lady, and it's this old, sweet lady, man, like 80 years old, fucking worked at the Crump Theater and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, hey, you know, I got your message and wanted to call you back. And I'm like, okay, or, you know, are we set to come? And she was like, well, after the message you just left me, I really don't know if I want you to come. I thought I had hung up the phone.
Oh, no.
But I hadn't. And she had I left a message on her shit of me just fucking cussing fucking Chris Jones out, bro. Like, hey, you stupid motherfucking bitch, motherfucker. And she's like, and I'm like, so she tells me, like, I don't know if I want you guys to come now. And I was like, okay, listen, I understand why you would feel that way. But there's a lot of people that I'm like, you know, have kind of riding on this or whatever. And I was like, me and my friend just talk to each other that way. It was all just a joke. And she's like, well, if that's how you joke with your friends, I'd hate to be your enemy. And I'm like, you know, fair enough. I probably shouldn't talk like that. But, you know, ate shit a little bit and fucking we still got to go. But man, make sure you hang up the fucking phone, bro. Anyway, can we take a short little, you got a commercial to run? Another button guy or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do that.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm actually going to throw my little artwork up here real quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and I was thinking when we came back from the commercial, we would talk a little Red Lighters and show that video and get the fuck off here.
I was thinking we could just do it now. It is a little.
Give me just a sec, bro.
Sure thing.
Let me catch my breath.
Go down here and here's some music from which band do I want to play? We'll do the commercial and then we'll come back, do some music if we need more time. How's that?
Well, yeah, I thought we were going to show the Red Lighters video. I just wanted to be able to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just let it run.
Down south, off a girl left town. I got dumped, my best friend drowned, and I got shot last night. My heart says cry, my mind says murder, my throat says dry, my gut says bugger, my mind says why, but I never heard it right. I got a spring in my step, a fall on my face, and the winter months left a real bad taste in the corner of my mouth, 'cause I just can't fly down. But I can't listen to the voice of reason no more. Died since love the season. Summer's back in town, can't slow down. And I can't help feeling I'm on the run, and you got the wheel, and I got the gun, and this car is sealed, and I'm gonna have fun tonight. I got an old black Ford and a black leather jacket, a floorboard boat, the man ain't singing. Hang on, Lord, 'cause I'm gonna wreck it tonight. Drink my water, just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now. Drink water, drink my water. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now. Drink water, drink my water. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that you don't need it. Gotta drink water, drink my water. If you sweat it out, you need more electrolytes. Drink water, drink my water right now.
You got this.
Are you fucking home? You either really or not. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're always gonna be a fucking piece of shit. skunk weed.
Wanna hit? Hit?
I'm not.
Are you sure?
Okay, let's split it.
Close your eyes, Jerry.
What do you see?
So you use crack, or you're thinking about trying it. Crack. So if you're thinking about using crack.
Do it! Just do it!
Nothing unusual. Get help now!
You know, my favorite type of weed was cocaine. Cocaine.
You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. What the frick?
Shit. Yeah, yeah.
A very special episode of Red Lighters.
Yeah. Very so special.
Can't figure out how to get it off the screen.
Playing next Saturday with Kinsey Six.
Hell yeah.
Grimy, some burlesque acts going down at Black Circle.
Pajama party.
Hell.
Gonna be
Yeah.
sexy as fuck.
Doors at 7, shows at 8.
It's really
$12 holla.
definitely the sexiest show of the year, right?
Amen.
You know?
So
I think it's gonna like this is the second annual. I think it's just gonna grow from here, and it's gonna be that like sexy fucking pajama party at the end of the year that it's gonna fucking probably trump New Year's Eve, to be honest with you, man. Yeah.
I'm hoping I got a job that night. I got offered a job like working the door, pays pretty well. Or like
I can't tell
For
if
New
you're
Year's?
joking.
no, yeah, I don't,
Where at?
can't
You're not
can't
gonna.
talk about it
Oh, okay.
because I haven't been.
It's an interesting thing to
haven't
bring
gotten
up
it.
then.
Yeah, I was just saying like it's a possibility. I actually might have a
On New Year's is what you're saying.
yeah,
right?
just that
Okay.
one night only, like a job
Yeah.
for
Cool.
little thing. But
Cool.
I hope
yeah,
it happens.
I won't
for
talk
you.
about it until I know for sure. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, you're kind of talking about it, but
Yeah, but
You want-
detail,
yeah.
fucker.
We're staying home for New
We're vague.
Year's. We got
We're
kids.
vague booking it
Vague
right
in it.
now.
Yeah,
You know.
just don't want to fucking put it out there and then, whatever.
Yeah.
So
So
I know.
you said something about having to take a break at the 2-hour mark, and that I like fucked that up. Explain to me what's going on at the 2-hour mark.
So the two, at least if we, there's, when I'm done, I have to go back and edit the video down to 2 hours
Uh-huh.
so I could create reels
Uh-huh.
without doing any work.
We got 2 minutes.
No, yeah. So basically, like, we don't have to restart the whole thing. I'm just gonna run a video at 2 hours.
A video.
Uh-huh.
So can we show the Red Lighters video right at 2 hours then? Or should we do
Right
that after?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, because you don't want it to be part of that thing,
correct.
because you're gonna cut it or something.
I'm gonna go back and cut it and edit the video. It's very easy to edit
Yeah.
it.
I
That
love how you like know how to do all that stuff. It would be like blow my mind, and I'd be so frustrated. I'd be like,
It's-
damn.
yeah. I mean, if I actually apply myself, I probably could get some job working in this form, like because I'm pretty knowledgeable, know
Yeah.
how
Absolutely.
with a lot of things. Hell, I could
Do they even
take
like,
apart all this shit and fix it if I needed to. Like not just like on the computer, but in the computers, in the
I imagine it to be a
electronics.
very cutthroat kind of thing now, because
Yeah.
the jobs are probably super limited anymore, right?
sure.
Like
I
there's
mean,
no radio DJs like there used to be. Like it's not the same,
Right.
Anyway,
So I'm gonna go ahead and run this close out real quick.
yeah.
So we'll be back in like 2.5, 3 minutes, guys. Hell yeah.
Can't wait. Part 2.
Part 2.
Part two.
Get
live from the luscious loins of LaPel, Indiana. Welcome to the 292nd podcast that Chop Liver's ever done. Check out that sweet jersey, Nick Jordan. So we got Nick Jordan and his lovely girlfriend Ashley in the house tonight. Ashley is a painter, artist, physical artist. Is that what the term that they use in the streets?
Very physical.
Physical
So
artist.
physical.
You like paint, draw. Nick does I don't know. What do you do, bub?
I just sit around and fucking
I play my acoustic guitar, bruh. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. We lost all of our viewers too. It's like we restarted the show and it's like
we
boom.
got, like
Yeah. And you should have seen the timing on that switch over too.
perfect.
So when I go back and edit this, it's legitimately look like two completely different episodes. So for those that are just like joining us now for part 2 of the 292nd podcast, welcome. It is
Thank you.
so good to have you guys here. How was your daytime commute? Let me guess, slipping and sliding up a 69.
It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because usually Fridays are a fucking nightmare to fucking do. Like they do all their bullshit. Like it seems like on the weekends.
I think we were just vibing and like listening to music super fucking loud and just
Oh
No,
yeah.
no
chilling
bullshit.
all the
just-
way here. Just
Nice.
flying.
Yeah.
How long did it take you? An hour?
40 minutes.
45 minutes.
Wow,
maybe.
that is awesome. Every time I fucking drive to your fucking house, it's an hour and 15 fucking minute drive.
Damn.
But you know what though? The ride back is always faster.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, so like I hate going. I love going to shows, but like whenever we have like go to shows like in Lafayette or Kokomo, I'm like, oh, I hate the ride.
The drive
I
home,
hate it.
especially after a long show,
Fuck.
you know,
Yeah.
we've been out. And
It's like
now
sitting
it's
in a
fucking
line at
1 or 2
for a
in the
roller
morning.
coaster, right? That's what it
Yeah.
feels like.
Yeah.
2.5 hour wait, sitting there, burning up, fucking boiling under the fucking sun just to ride a fucking roller coaster for 45 seconds.
Ugh.
Man. No, yeah, I know that feeling though.
Well, on the way there, you've got like
The
you're
excitement.
anxious,
Yeah.
you know, and whatnot, and it's still like early enough. You're not as worried about being out on the road still and shit. You know what I mean? Man, but
I gotta pee half the time. Like, can we
Yeah.
stop? I gotta fucking piss.
Do you just jump out and pee on the side of the
No,
road?
I hold it all the way.
Oh.
He doesn't even let me stop. He's like, "Do you really have to stop?" I'm like,
How,
"No."
like, dude, you must have like the bladder of like I don't even know. Because if I have to pee and like if I've been out at a show and I had to pee on the way home,
You're
I'm
stopping.
not making it. There's
Yeah.
no way. And like the beauty of
Gosh.
like living out here is like I could just like pull the fuck over and just fucking whip dick out and piss
Yeah.
right there on the fucking street.
Well,
'cause
it's probably the
there ain't
psychology
nobody
of
out
that,
there,
like,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like just fucking cornfields, you know?
oh, she can tell you that like not even that long ago, it was like we were so close to home, but I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it to the fucking door.
We get to the fucking
and we were
entrance
like
of the
at
apartment.
the entrance of our apartments, and I fucking pull over, hide behind a fucking tree, and pissed real quick.
Wasn't
Got back
gonna
in
make
there,
it.
we fucking were home in fucking one. But like that's, you know,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not making it another second. And you know, that's that thing where you're like, when you really got to fucking pee, and now you're getting close to home, it's gonna
Yep.
get fucking
Yeah.
worse, right?
Yep.
Like it's hitting because your
Yep.
like body's anticipating.
Dude, you
being
have
able to
no
go.
idea how many times
Yeah.
I've pulled in this driveway, slammed down the brakes, jumped
Yeah.
out, and
Pissed
just
right outside the
right
door.
outside the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Dude, it is
Yeah.
oh god, at least 15 times.
Yeah.
And it's probably each time the best piss I've ever had in my
Right.
fucking life. Like hell yeah. And you know, like look at the beauty of my fucking driveway. If you look at that setup, it's fucking magic,
Yeah.
dude. Like
Dope.
you like people are like,
It's a
where do I
good
piss?
ass
I'm like
driveway. Wherever
dude,
you
wherever you want.
Wherever you
There's
want.
like so many places
Yeah.
that you could pee outside of this fucking let's call it studio. After this this is the year. Like I'm done. Like I am fucking building. It's not very hard. I'm going to build a little wall around this garage door. And then I'm going to fucking pull everything off and pull everything out of here before I do that and build that little wall. And then I'm going to fucking soundproof this entire fucking room. And then boom, man. Now we know where to fucking bring our enemies to fucking pow. Just boom. No problem. I'm just kidding. No,
In lapel, nobody can hear you scream.
every band practice, Anthony, if you're listening, it's going to be here. I'm going to start doing.
Nice try.
It's going to be awesome. You got a lot of that.
Yeah.
We're going to start doing live, like actual live bands
I think that would be
for
awesome.
the shows because it's soundproof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not a whole lot of money if you do it yourself.
Do you remember the first ever? Was it the midweek crisis that I did?
Yeah,
That was
first
the
one,
first one?
the first midweek crisis.
And I brought my guitar, and you were all kinds of shitty about.
Yeah,
having
dude,
to
because I didn't know.
fucking-
I didn't know, but now I do, dude. I could
Like,
right
to-
now. We could plug in a guitar. You could play a song, and I could do it quick.
Oh,
You could-
now you tell me.
yeah, and it's easy
Damn.
peasy. Ain't shit. I
Yeah.
I understand it
Should
now.
have prepared. I would have
I am much
graced you
more.
with the song.
Yeah, that's what happens, and then
You
that's the
brought
thing.
my
That's the
guitar.
secret, guys. If
But
you
I
don't
thought you
know this
hated
about
it.
life, okay, and this is something that you've heard from. You should have heard this before in your life. But if you enjoy something and you want to keep doing it and you want to be good at it, don't quit.
Yeah.
Just keep fucking doing it. And like for me, like this, what we're doing right now, like doing these podcasts, there is no means to an end for it, because the meaning behind this is to have fun, spend time with people, get to know other people, just be around people, hang out with people. I love people. I love partying. I love hanging out. That's why it's a podcast. It's not a podcast. It's a party.
Pardon.
But you know, that's why it's just like, for me, like I love doing it. And the thing is, like, bowling is a great example of what I'm saying. Is like, if you go bowling a couple times a week for a year, I guarantee you're gonna be pretty fucking good at bowling within a year. If you took 20 minutes a day out of every day, if you took 20 minutes every single day for a year straight to focus on one objective, whether it's like learning how to use an iPhone or learning how to play a bass or learning the Spanish language, 20 minutes every day for a year, you will be phenomenal at whatever it is.
Maybe.
No,
I
it's
believe
fact. Consistency is what leads into accuracy, and accuracy leads into fucking boosh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but
To say that you could do it far better than you thought maybe you could on day one, I will give you that.
yeah,
But here's the thing. I could practice playing basketball for 20 minutes a day, and I will never be as good at basketball as LeBron James.
You keep telling yourself that, buddy. I don't believe in that fucking logic. That's bullshit.
Well,
If you want to be a better basketball player than LeBron James, you can be a better basketball player than LeBron
here's the
James.
thing, Playboy.
Everybody's capable
Some
of
people
everything.
go to school for years to get it, man. And some people, they got to learn it on the streets.
Yeah. Amen.
And others, like me, just born with it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Like freakishly long third legs, apparently.
Eh. It.
It.
Anyway, no,
Fucking Jeanette. Whip it good. Dun, 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 dun. Meow.
I don't know, man. I do think that some people are just more talented and
Yeah.
given to do something.
Yes.
And so,
Like
you
math.
know, while I'm
there are
not
people
trying
that
to
are
like really
freakishly-
disagree with your point, the thing of it is like when it comes to playing bass. Yeah, if you play bass for 20 minutes a day and you really devote yourself to it, a year later, you will be better at that bass than you were on day one.
Yeah.
will you be good at playing bass? There's some people that I've seen try pretty hard to be bass players in bands, and they really didn't have it.
Yeah.
Couldn't keep placing the songs. Couldn't,
But you have to
just
have
this or
passion
that.
too. Like you're talking about a lack of passion.
No,
Well, you're speaking of,
I'm
like-
talking about a lack of talent.
Well, I think it's great though, because like speaking of that, like how you switched over to bass, and like, did you ever play bass before? Like,
Yeah.
I
That's-
just
that
I
was my first real. Oh, and I know it's not in the world of like live music, like whatever. It's still not. I learned how to play the piano first, and I played piano in church. You know what I mean? And I played in choirs and blah blah blah.
Cruise ships
in front of cruise ships in front of what? You know, like I don't know, like sold out fucking church arena, whatever, a couple hundred fucking people, and then they would broadcast on the radio. I was just a kid playing piano, so I had that. But like for me, in the aspect I'm talking about, like bands and stuff, like I picked up the guitar, and I was getting to that point where I'm ready to play in a band, and that was the plan. And then it was like, Shep, we're gonna need you to play the bass. And I was like, fuck it. So I went and I fucking bought a bass, and I got a fucking, I didn't need to buy a bass amp. I just used drummer's dad's bass amp. So I just went and got a bass, and I devoted myself, and I started learning like things that were ridiculous that I did not need to learn, but that's what I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to play certain styles, so I did that, and eventually I was like, guitar.
So like, what was the like big space of time? Was there like a big space of time in between? Like,
yeah, the last time I played the bass on stage, I was a junior in high school, and then I played that show in Kokomo. It was the first time.
wow.
Yeah. And actually, like, legitimately, like, this is what I'm doing. Fucking a long time. I don't know how long. Probably 2000 to 2024, 24 years.
I feel like we should tell the story of how that came to pass. A little bit.
Yeah.
So basically for Red Lighters,
really good questions, Ashley. Thank you.
When we first, basically the first incantation of the band that was kind of like running for a while was just me, you, and Anthony, I would say.
Yeah.
And I wanted a thicker sound, a different sound, basically from the get. But we were putting down the foundation, basically. And I think we were kind of like on the same page that we were going to probably add members to the band or whatever as the opportunity presented itself. So then, like 2 weeks before our first show that we've got booked at the Mel, I am talking to Nick Bones. I'm talking to Spencer, and basically, like, with enough time to have like 2 practices, maybe 3 before that show, we brought in Spencer on lead guitar, Nick Bones on bass, and I was able to do what I wanted to do, which was move over to acoustic guitar, playing like on an acoustic electric. And I really feel like once we did that, and it was so cool the way that like everybody stepped up. And that's the thing to me when I talk about talent, man. When you've got like talented people, they can come together in 2 weeks and fucking be like, yeah, I got it. Good enough. Got it. We'll be good, And that's what we did. And I felt like that first show especially was fucking just magic, man.
It was great.
So good.
It was really good.
Felt good.
But then I think after the second show, if I'm remembering right, after the second show, Nick had to quit the band for his own reasons and whatnot. And so at that point, it was, I moved back to bass. You were playing rhythm guitar and Spencer was playing lead, and went with that for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. We didn't have any shows. And anyway, we're playing that and I'm just like, the vibe isn't right to me with it like this, it just doesn't feel quite what we should be.
It's not what we're aiming to do.
So, it was like, I really want to get it figured out to where I can move over.
You leave the house to go to Meyer, you somehow, you're at the fucking dollar store. Next thing you know, you're at this replay trying to find a fucking N64 game. Like, what is happening? Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Let's go.
So finally, we talked about it, and you were like, man, I should just move over to bass and you should get on that guitar.
And man,
And
I just
that's
fucking
what we
giddy
did.
as fuck, dude.
I feel like
So fucking
we
good.
showed up to the next practice like, surprise, he's playing bass now.
Surprise,
I'm playing,
motherfuckers.
playing my acoustic again.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah. And
Then
then
when
Spencer
we
was like,
played-
fuck this. I'm moving to Tennessee.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Fuck
So-
this. I hate John on bass.
Since
No,
you
just kidding.
broached that, like, this will be our last show with Spencer coming up on the 28th at the Black Circle. He's moving to
Gonna miss that
Tennessee,
guy.
and
Yeah.
It's fun.
so
Yeah.
we're working on plugging in another lead guitar
Yep,
player.
we're in the hunt.
Spencer is so like his own thing on
Yeah.
guitar, so to where it's like we can't replace
You
him.
can't. No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can
it does-
plug in like
we could
and
we
that-
could
the
we could have
band is
100 people
going
come in
to-
and play with
Right.
us, and they're not one of them is gonna
They're-
like.
yeah, they're not gonna
Yeah.
play like that. So the band will inherently change a little bit in
Yep.
sound, I'm sure, with a new lead guitar player, but that's cool. But yeah, it's been awesome so far, and I am like sad that Spencer's moving to Nashville,
Yeah.
but I understand it was like a good move for him. That's
Yeah.
like probably the best thing for him.
We were talking about it the other night. I was like, when Noah moved down there, in the back of my head, I was like, I wonder if he's gonna end up going down there. And I
kinda
brought up
always
the
knew he
subject,
would.
like, dude,
Yeah.
it was like, if you moved to somewhere, I wonder if I would end up. You know what I mean? Because like that's how like their bond, their friendship is strong. But also, we got motherfucking kids, dude.
Yeah, right.
And we're not moving from motherfucking
Right.
Indy.
Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's totally
We're pretty
different
well
life.
planted.
Yeah, like
yeah.
yeah.
But if
So
you can,
we don't have to
if
worry
you're
about
in
that.
Spencer's spot, man,
Yeah,
you ain't like fuck it.
Got
I'll
a-
go fucking
got a great
take
job.
my fucking
got a fucking
chances in Nashville for a while.
sweet
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fucking Nashville, dude.
I'm interested to see like where he's gonna go.
Oh,
You
he's
know what
good.
I mean? And like what's gonna happen for
Uh,
him.
Watch, check
And-
this out. In less than 2 years, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him playing guitar on TV somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's so fucking talented.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Super
Absolutely.
good. Going to be missed.
Yeah,
Definitely. Like, I think me on that rhythm on the acoustic, and then what he does on the lead, like that was
him and I had like
so kind of like the
He won't-
magic of the
I don't know
sound.
if what he would say if he was here when I say this, but man, like I've had it a couple of times in my like musical life where I would be on a stage with whichever band I'm in, and there would be just this natural, like somehow in that fucking moment, it's happened a few times playing with Spencer, we would like look over at the exact same time and both go, yeah, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that energy. Like, I
Yeah.
felt like him and I had like good, like stage energy
Yeah.
where we were like picking up on each other. It was
Oh,
cool
yeah.
as shit,
Yeah.
man.
I wish you and
I'm gonna
I
miss
wish you
that.
and I had that, man.
Oh, I mean, we do, but
but
that's it's
But we've
it's,
never
it's
looked
not
at
it's
each
an
other.
unfair advantage. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, come on, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Like, I think maybe one time you we like came at me on stage, and I did not expect it. But every other time, it was like if you were back lean in, like I was right there. Like it was like I knew it was coming, you know. But man, I remember that one time when I did it, and boy, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, oh God. I'm so glad there is not video of that.
Are you talking about Anita Fest?
Nail it.
Yeah.
There's got to be a button.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'd hit that one, but gotta cut it. Daddy.
But let's like also
The
not
worst
forget
button ever.
Anthony. I think Anthony is a super talented motherfucker too.
Oh
And, like,
yeah,
I know that
definitely.
he has, like,
We just didn't get there yet.
little like side projects that like I remember the first time
Dude,
hearing
it's
one of his
fucking-
things. I can't remember,
I wonder if I got the link for that.
but
Is that private? Would he be mad if I shared that?
I don't know. But like I just,
Shared
like,
his.
the first time I
know.
heard it, it was just so like holy cow. And then watching him like do his thing with Republican Sex Blanket, and now you know on the drums for you guys, it's Anthony is
Yeah,
blows my mind. Yeah.
multi-talented.
and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
The kid does it all.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
really lucky to have met Anthony.
Same.
And
He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
And
good
Andrea,
friend.
shout out to Andrea.
Yeah.
You're fucking awesome too.
Their cats. They have the best cats. I love their cats. They just got a new black one. So
Oh,
cool.
everybody's getting like these little black cats.
yeah, it's the thing now because we got
You want to hear
Yeah,
something fucked
trending.
up?
Carl.
I was like, the other day, I was like, man, I want to get another black cat. I swear to God, this
Yeah.
just went through my head like 2 days ago. I was like, man, I already got 2 cats. I want
Third
Mm-hmm.
cat's hard. It's a hard. It's hard.
man, they don't. I don't know about your cats, but my cats, I literally had to feed them. I had to the cat litter box. Like
Mhm.
they won't do that. They will
don't do
not
shit.
like clean out their own litter
Yeah.
box.
No, there's
And
something
they
like
just
that
like bitch at you all the time to feed them
all the time.
all the time.
Very needy. They're
Yeah.
very dependent. You know.
Yeah.
On you know,
Never
well,
again. I've told her. Like we got these
Yeah, we'll
3
probably
cats.
And by the
Shout
way,
after it.
It's
not
like,
once
I'm gonna
have
just, like-
either of those cats looked at me down in the eye
So thank you.
and said thank you.
Right?
Never. Not one time.
Right.
Fuck 'em.
It's fucking-
That's all we want
'em.
is for them to say thank you.
But yeah,
At least a dog will be like, "Arr, arr."
never
you
get
know
it.
they're trying.
Never
You know
get a
they're
pet
trying.
turtle, guys. All right.
Uh,
It's-
At one
They're the
point, I had
worst.
2 frogs, a turtle, and a couple of crabs.
they just have this hard outer shell that makes them just, you
I
know.
love turtles. Love them.
I don't know where it's going with that.
Why do
So
you
yeah,
like-
I guess
go
what?
ahead. Just keep going.
I was going to try to
No,
steer
it's
back in
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
the track a little bit.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
the thing of it is, to me, I guess also is when it was just me, you, and Anthony, especially. But then even once it was me, you, and Anthony and Spencer, but you guys were on guitars and I was playing bass, I felt like we were two just super adjacent still then to what Tight Like a Tiger has been.
Mhm.
Like it was a little too crunchy, a little too grungy. I don't know. That was my feeling on it. It didn't separate itself as much as it does once I get on that acoustic. I mean, to me, it's a huge difference in our tone overall. And then like the way that Spencer plays to the acoustic instead of the electric. He has a very natural feel for how to play with that. Anyway, I don't know. Just really totally threw me off. Producing. I thought I was doing all right. Anyway, to me, I really wanted it to stand out. Red Lighters be its own thing, and for really quickly, especially since you and I are both in it, I really wanted to immediately anybody saw us play be like, oh yeah, this isn't that.
Like a red liger.
Yeah, like that's because that's what everybody does, man. When you and so it's like I think with what we're going to bring to the stage at Black Circle. I'm super excited because I know so many people are going to be seeing us for the first time. And so it's like, you know, every show we've played, basically, people are like, that's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think the comparisons that are getting really made pretty frequently would be like Pixies and Flaming Lips kind of vibe to it.
I mean, we could actually, I have a video pulled up. You want
What?
You want to let people, you want me to show it?
Man, I had no clue you.
Dude, I know. Shocker.
I just
kidding.
hope,
like Nick's like, did you get the video pulled up? I was like, oh fuck. Before
didn't
we
even
started
think about it.
Didn't even like cross my mind.
So can I set it up a little bit before you hit play on it? Just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be from Kokomo at the Outhouse Records show.
What?
Which was fucking so awesome. Had such
Hell
a good
yeah.
time at Kokomo. Cool story about Kokomo, playing out at Outhouse. There's a bar right next door.
Hell
and
yeah.
it was like, oh, you guys, like, you can basically, as long as you're in a cup, you can walk around and shit.
Yeah.
So we were like hopping back and forth. Same night as the Tyson fight. Ended up being able to stand there and watch the fight that night. That was fucking dope. Anyway, so this is a lower low from that. I will say there were a couple of little difficulties, but I think it still plays fairly well.
I just had one actually. I didn't think it would. Should I play it? Are you sure?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you want us to stay on screen?
No.
Hell yeah.
It's a nice taste, right?
Yeah.
Good
I love
Little
that
taste
song.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's the first time I actually like watched that whole video, like
Oh,
the whole way through.
yeah.
And I'm glad we played it because I was like sitting there like thinking to myself right when it started, I was like, I didn't actually like do the thing and make sure there isn't anything like
Fucked.
Yeah. But now like we were all on point. So hell yeah, it turned out great.
Little place where I like had to figure out volume on the guitar because there was some feedback there. But
I can't wait
you
to
know.
record this fucking band.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'd like, it's not like it's something I just randomly think about. It's like more like I think about it almost every day. You know what I mean? It comes through my mind. I'm like, man, I wonder where we're gonna record.
Yeah.
We need to. It's gonna, yeah. And then there's like that's just a little taste, guys. That's a little itty bitty, little itty bitty taste. Red Lighter. So, like we have a good cover that we do.
Yeah.
That's like does not sound like the original, but it's like got its own. I don't know. I think like of all the people I've ever worked with when it comes to creating covers for said band, you're probably without like flying colors, like beyond nobody else has ever been able to recreate a fucking song the way that you do. It's like, that old Against Me album. Well, the phrase reinventing Axl Rose. Like you do a really good job of reinventing a song. And we do what I can't remember the artist that
Borns.
10,000
Emerald Pools.
10,000 Emerald Pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Ashley is the one that actually introduced me to that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember us like grooving in the kitchen, like early in our relationship where I'm just drinking and fucking dancing around, half naked for her and shit. And that song would come on and just have like, I don't know, I fucking love it. And it's far poppier in its original version and like very, very different. Like, and yet,
thank you for the drink. I forgot I had it.
Like that I take pride, like while our version is quite different, it's certainly not like
you're not reinventing the wheel
from the song. Like it makes perfect sense to do the song that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like the dynamics of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. I don't want to get into it.
Well,
but
I get the pleasure of like watching.
I enjoy
you guys.
doing things that are kind of hard to do and hard to remember. Go ahead. Sorry.
I get the pleasure of like watching you guys like jam together, like even in my living room. You know what I mean? It's so fun, and your guys' energy together. Like you guys both do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's fun, and it's like even when it's the Marlows, like after
that's
the Marlows was awesome. Like so
the
it was
post
an awesome
party
show, right? And then afterwards, like here you guys are jamming and everybody's singing together, and just the energy was so good. It was so good. So I definitely enjoy those cover jam sessions, and you know, it's good stuff.
I it's really interesting because I mean a lot of musicians, and I get to sit down and talk to a lot of musicians constantly. And one of the things that I've always found interesting, how different an artist, like a musician, can be based on this question. Do you know any other artist's music? And there are a lot of guitar players, drummers, bass players, or whatever that just like, they just write songs and they just create music. And maybe, they little ditties and, like, hey, you the stairway, do. But like Nick and I, one thing we have in common is we both at some point in our life, like learned how to play certain songs by other people. And I think it really does create this, different kind of energy as a musician when you could like fucking just pop off a fucking like, you know, like you love the I'm just a teenage dirt bag baby, you know, and that's like, it's funny, like that song is like popping right now. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I've seen it in reels and
it's a
stuff.
classic.
I've seen people like cover it. Yeah, you're
Isn't
absolutely
it there
right.
a commercial right now with the song?
You're
pretty
making me think
sure.
that there
I'm
is.
pretty sure. Yeah, Wheatus, it's back, baby. Oh yeah.
I think it's funny. Like we just the other day, we had our daughters in the back seat, and they brought up the song "Maps" by Yeah Yeah Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so they're like 9 and 10 years old, and I'm just like, wait a second. And so I just play the whole shebang for them, and I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh okay. Like, yeah, you want to hear it? Like how old this song is?
When I was like 14, I got hooked on the Temptations. Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Mhm.
And it blew my mom's like mind. She's like, what's up with why do you listen to that song like 10 times a day? I'm like, I just fucking love it. And it, you know, she's fucking, you know, ancient alien, you know, she's born in 1949. Fucking
She likes the Glenn Miller
Ancient
band.
alien.
I don't even know what that
Well,
means.
I mean, like
dude.
even like my relationship with my mom, like as a like young kid, like she was just always playing like her music, and so it was a bond. Like we would be dancing on our front porch to like Tiffany and Celine Dion and
Oh my
all
God.
these. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so I do think parents, like when they see their kids enjoying like music that they know, it creates.
Oh, dude,
that.
my mom totally like put me in a like where she was like, I'm gonna get him this so he'll listen to it. And the big one that she did, she got me. I can't remember. I had to be. It was obviously like, if you know my story, there was a point in time I was allowed to listen to secular, and then my parents got divorced, and my biological father was like he turned to God.
Oh yeah.
And which, you know, whatever, I'm not hating, I'm just saying I wasn't allowed to listen to music anymore unless it was Christian based music only. And then but eventually she later on in life, so 9th grade, she fucking bought me the fucking Beatles anthology. So my introduction to the Beatles, I'm not clearly, dude, like, you know, at this point I've heard like on the radio at some point, like, hey, Jude, whatever, fucking let it be, blah, blah, blah. But I got this the anthology, and I tried to listen to the first one, but it was just like, like,
I want to hold your
fucking
hand.
bubblegum.
Yeah.
You know, fucking just nah. And I got into that second part, and like I didn't know it at the time, but like basically like that second part of this anthology is like, ladies and gentlemen, LSD.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I ever even listened to the third part because I was in that groove. And there's a version of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band that I just think is so cool and way better to this day. And then my introduction to Hey Jude, like truly like actually listen to the song, is from that set. And it starts off with Paul's on the piano, and he goes, she's like does this little thing, and he goes, when I was a robber, boom, boom, in Boston Place, boom, boom, they gathered around me with their fun embrace. Hey Jude. So to me, like, I can't hear Hey Jude without hearing that first. It is like, that is the song to me. You know, put that little worm right in my fucking head, you know? And I know a lot of people hate on the Beatles, but it's just like,
I think that people hate on the Beatles because
dude,
it's
what's your favorite
fucking-
color of Jello?
It's like the same, you know, people hate on the Beatles because it's so popular, and people want to be anti
Ugh,
the most popular
gross.
shit. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was the
No,
same way
what's
as a
gross
kid,
is
like,
Paul McCartney and John
you know.
Lennon basically were like, we figured it out. And they basically wrote every fucking pop song they could possibly fucking come up with in a short period of time. And boy, they did it. And they fucked everybody in the process. You know what I mean? Like, how many number one hits did they have?
Yeah.
You know, like they wrote them too. It's not like everybody like loves fucking Elvis, like, oh, Elvis. And he's like,
Yeah.
literally never wrote a song in his fucking life,
I
man.
don't know if that's
So it's
That's
like
not
even if
true.
they
It's
don't
not true,
like
but
them, it's
most
like
of
having
his
an
music,
appreciation.
yeah.
but most of his shit's other people's songs.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I don't
Beatles
know.
were
I
like
mean,
the
I don't know
first
that he never wrote a
real-
song. I don't know that he ever fucking did.
I don't know.
I would
either.
find it hard to believe he never wrote anything, but maybe.
Maybe I don't know either. It's
But Elvis was. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's all about like timing for one, and like Elvis is the first rock star. You know,
porn star.
so everything that Elvis.
I mean,
did,
what? Come on, dude.
like-
What was he selling on that stage? He was
Right.
selling sex.
Well, yeah, but it's
Dude, you
know,
could see his ankles.
he was He was revolutionary for his time.
He was.
He was dangerous.
Yes.
You know,
Very
and
dangerous.
parents were afraid, and the fucking girls loved him, and
Mhm.
of course, what the girls love, the boys are gonna fucking mimic
That's
and
right.
try to do. And so I don't know. Is there a bigger influence
What-
ever between those two, like Elvis and the Beatles? You know, it's
Mhm.
like, and obviously, like they had their influences to them or whatever, but it's like
Very curious to
they-
what those influences were.
the Beatles influenced me in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Elvis influenced me in a lot of ways, you know. But then I kind of grew up in that Kurt Cobain and grunge era, and it was also about a
And
lot of
it's
other shit
missed the
to me
curve.
by the time, you know, especially by the time I started playing music, those things were pretty far away from me as far as like what
Yeah,
I was
it's-
trying to do.
You
Did
know,
an Elvis cover at one point.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do what?
What's that? What's the name of that song?
So I used to play a lot Fools Rush In,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of had like a punk rock thing that I would do to it. And
Not one of your
then-
best,
Huh?
in my opinion.
yeah, back in the day people fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, with the band, it had like flair to the arrangement that I can't really get across when I play it on guitar. But and then for a while before Fiber came in, it was Obedient Pop.
Mm-hmm.
We did what's the name of that song?
Elvis.
Memory's the name of his latest fling.
Teddy Bear.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just kidding.
His latest fling.
I'm being a dick.
It's probably a slightly deeper cut, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, the funny thing is when I first started playing, I was totally anti doing covers,
Yeah.
very against it. Like, no, we're an original band, and
Yeah. I think
and
the
plus
band,
I had so much to say out the gate, you know.
in high school, the band that I was in, like the band that, yeah,
That made it.
that started it. Like we're actually playing shows, and you know,
Yeah.
fucking half of our set was fucking covers, and then I wasn't in a band that did covers until started Fiber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Pigtail Crooks, Shades of Jane, whatever. Never.
How old were you when you did your first show? I
So,
know you
like,
said it's high school, but
Are we talking like actual
yeah,
band?
like the first time you got on
Like a band?
stage,
Like a
the-
band,
Yeah,
not piano.
yeah, band.
Because if it's piano, it would have been sixth
It's
grade.
not piano.
Okay. fuck. Sophomore year. So I would have been 15.
15, 16. How old were you?
16 or 17.
Like the first time, like how did you
Mhm.
feel? First you, like how did you feel like the first time you were on stage and was gonna play?
Man, it is so different because you have like, perspective, right? So when I was playing piano in these choirs, right, I see the singers, the choir, right there. Everybody's behind me.
Mm.
Yeah, staring at fucking music sheets, you know, flipping pages and shit. No problem. Boy,
Mhm.
I was shaking, dude. I was like so nervous, and it's like he's looking at me, like look at me, look at the baby, look at me, look at the baby, and it's like
Mhm.
this reference, by the way, old school. For those watching that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, I was a nervous fucking wreck the first time, and then like you know, after a couple of songs, I was like, it's cool.
Loving it in the
Yeah.
car.
And then it turned into, yeah, I basically took all that energy and took the energy of the crazy motherfuckers in front of us, you know, and it just formed into this fucking ball of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like
Sure.
if you're a musician and you play on stage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That fucking energy. And it's just like, fuck yeah.
How did you feel like the first time you were on stage?
So, had a band called the Buddies, and everybody else that was in the band had at least been in one band before. And I was like the new guy on the block or whatever. And we were all just hanging out, and I was still learning how to play guitar and shit. And I had just had a vision from a dream where me and like 4 buddies are walking down the street, and it's kind of like the buddies are coming, and everybody's ducking into their fucking like houses and into their businesses and shit to hide from us, kind of like a Wild West kind of thing. And so like I come and I'm like, we got to start a band, we got to call it the Buddies. And so again, everybody that I was hanging out with had already been playing for a while, and I'm just kind of getting the shit together. And so when we play our first show, it was actually the first time I had ever played guitar standing up. Like all of our practices, I had been able to like sit down and play. And so it was like, oh, we're on stage now. You got to stand up. I'm like, fuck. And it's such a different thing, like holding a guitar and standing up. And like, I mean, obviously you get super used to that or whatever, but I was totally like, and we were so bad. We were just not prepared to play yet. And I was embarrassed. And I remember coming off the stage crying and being like, I'll never fucking like play this bad again. Like we're going to fucking practice so much harder. And it really was the point right after the first show where I kind of like, okay, I'm going to start leading this band, you know. Up until that point, I would say DJ Kool-Aid, Sean, was pretty much the leader of the band. And I just started fucking being more militant about what we're going to do at the practice, song, shit like that. Really kind of tweaked or like developed how, and I used to be I mean, right now you might say like, I feel like I'm way easier to work with than I used to be. You know, I used to be way more fucking hard. And
sure, Jan.
Well, I'm just saying, it was about being able to get on stage and basically play the songs without trying was the goal.
Yeah.
You know, like you have basically your muscle memory.
Yes.
Is now.
That's my favorite.
Committed.
Oh, God.
And
you get a set muscled all the way through, like a 45 muscle, the whole thing. And like literally every second you're on stage, you could just fuck off completely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like eat a cheeseburger like in the middle of a song, you know, like fucking one hand in the shit. And then you're like fucking now like here we are today and we have like wireless. So you could just go just fuck off, you know, and then spin around, do whatever you want. Like get crazy. You
Yeah.
just know you don't have to think. I love muscle. Like I love that, dude. Sorry, you just hit it. Good fucking hit me right in the feelers.
I think especially
Love it.
the focus now is on being entertaining. You want to entertain the crowd.
Oh, I thought you meant the
And-
crowd entertaining me because like
Well, I'm just saying, like,
'Cause you have
so
to
the
time.
better
I'm
you
thinking-
are at like not having to think about what you're doing with the music, the more you can put on a bit of a show. You know,
yeah.
it makes it that much easier to dance around. You know,
Yeah.
like I mean, so but yeah, that first show was a disaster. And I was like, never again am I gonna fucking be embarrassed like this again. And the second show we ever played, rented out like or worked it out to do a Moose Lodge show, put the whole thing together. And since we put it all together, like we were towards the end, we had like the best time slot. And anyway, played that set, and at the end of it, I got like 5-6 guys jumped up on stage and put me up on their shoulders and carried me off stage.
Damn,
because
dude.
the fucking like the shit was just so fucking, and the energy was unreal.
Hell
And
yeah.
I had this song
And like
called,
when they brought you down, I was standing there with a microphone. Like, now that you champion the fucking Moose Lodge, what are you gonna do? And you took that microphone and you're like, I'm going to Disneyland. Yeah, I'll see you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, that didn't really happen,
but I did like, I don't know, to think about from first show to second show, the experience, and you know, getting carried off stage on people's shoulders like a victory.
hell
fucking
yeah,
lap,
dude.
You know,
Hell
like it
yeah.
was wild, man. It was so fucking cool. Third show, my lung collapsed right before we fucking played. Right
Sorry
before
about
we
that.
played. And I was wearing a
what was it
dress.
like?
I was wearing a fucking little tight black fucking dress. And
Did you shave your legs after
and you
that?
know, this is up in Lebanon. Hell no.
Oh,
But the cops got called because I almost got charged for trying to incite a riot.
nice.
So yeah, I don't know, man.
I love that.
I got
That's dope. That's a good thing.
pretty hooked, but I think it was probably the best thing for me because of just how my shit, how I am. Like that first show to be so fucking embarrassing to me,
Yeah.
like lit a fire under me.
Instead of like knocking you to where you didn't want to do it anymore. Like it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just like, oh
No.
no. Oh no.
Right.
Not going
Yeah.
down like this.
Man, you remember mine? My big show that changed everything for me. You were there, so
I don't know what you mean.
you don't remember that
Tell the
show?
story.
Well, I don't know what do you say changed everything?
Well, for me, my perspective of like how to like properly handle myself for a show. We played that fucking show. Shannon and fucking Arthur hooked us up in what's the name of that town?
I think it was Gas City or some shit.
Dang. And either way, we played with Mr. Clayton the Pink Cigarettes. Oh man, awesome.
The Elixirs.
Yes, the Elixirs. And I got bamboozled. Like we brought the fucking beer bong, and it's a big funnel. And I was supposed to be chugging it was a 20 whatever is it the 16-ounce cans of PBR?
Yeah.
And somebody poured another one in it. And the thing is, like, when you're fucking doing it, if you've never done a beer bong, it's like you get rid of the foam and then, remove your tongue and just, right? But that's the thing is, like, in that moment, you just keep going. So I fucking roll 32 ounces of fucking PBR straight to my fucking dome. And then, like, sorry, Mom, we smoked a fucking fatty, big old beezy. And man, I was fucking, dude. And then, then drinking beyond that and smoking beyond that, whatever. And by the time we hit that fucking stage, dude, I was a fucking nightmare. And it was cool for the fact that Like we played a song. Abby came up on stage and we played a Mr. Clit song. Right? It was a Mr. Clit song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, like as soon as we were done, I just set my guitar down and just walked directly out the door, and I just kept walking and I kept walking. And then I found this little alley and I fucking found this little spot and I just sat there. And I like, it was like 41 years of my life, man. It's like that moment was such a huge impact. Like I was like crying, like hard, ugly.
Did you feel like you were like just
ugly
really
crying.
like super self-aware, but you couldn't control what
Just
was going on there?
I have never been more embarrassed
Mm.
in my fucking life than I felt in that fucking moment.
Yeah. It was a bad one.
It was bad. And that's the thing is like ever since then, like, yeah, I'll have a beer or a drink before we play. But like, and that's, you know, if I'm just singing for some reason, like it's different. Like, man, it's like fuel. It's like power almost, like drinking, but like not drinking, but having a couple of drinks before I sing, just singing different, but instrument singing, like all that, no fucking way. And I won't smoke any weed at all. None of that shit. I just won't do it because I want to be able to like perform and not think. And the thing is, like, when you are fucking like basically wasted, like that's all you can do. That's all you can do is think and just make sure that you're doing the things right. And you're just incapable of doing it because everything's moving around and, you know, incoherently and blah, 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 blah. You know, I just never again. And I've been pretty disciplined on that. So, you know, there was that one time in Newcastle and that honestly, like that actually changed my perspective on the opposite thing, where it's just like, man, I can't wait to do that again. You know, one day I'll do it again, but you know, it's not something you do all the time. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to speak for everybody, but for me personally, I just don't believe in like, I don't look at drugs like some people do. I look at drugs as an experience. So I don't like do drugs like that. And I don't do most drugs anyways. But for a matter of fact, like if I took a piss test right now, outside of like my prescription medicines, like there's nothing in my system.
Proud
You
of
know what I
you.
mean? Like
That's awesome.
clean. Like I'm not even smoking the good
anymore.
Yeah, no. I've never done meth. I've never done fucking heroin or none of that shit. I just funny joke though. I've never even seen meth. The only time I've ever seen heroin, I caught somebody fucking shooting up. Like I walked outside to smoke a cigarette and my driver is sitting there fucking wrapping his fucking arm up, spoon in lap, fucking. And I went inside, I walked up the tree, I was like, tree. Like, I think dude is out there shooting up. Because when I walked up to the window, he didn't expect, like, what are you, like, you know what I mean? And so she goes out there and confirms, and then I go back out there and I fire him. Because I do to, like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be wrong, and I just never seen the shit before, so I didn't want to be like the guy. But no, yeah, it was totally fucking heroin.
I mean, that's like crazy. It's like, because I've never seen anybody do it. You know what I mean? But like imagining, like from what I know about heroin, like I can't imagine a driver.
Yeah. By the way,
like you're gonna drive after
friend,
that, like
acquaintance. If I fucking see you shooting up or getting ready to shoot up, I'm calling your fucking mom, dude. Like, no, don't do that shit.
No.
I don't want to see it. I'll call your mom and tell her what you're doing, because like, no, I have so many friends that should be dead right now, or it took them. You know what I mean? Heroin is awful. Like I've never done it, and I'm not that guy that hates on stuff that I've never done like that, whatever. But man, fuck that. Like, no way, man. I've seen it ruin so many people's lives. Like,
It's
gross.
I think it's definitely like heroin's the only drug, and I mean, I'm not trying to glorify drug use, man. It's always been something I've steered clear of. Even
it's just
having my personal experiences or whatever, and I might share those a little bit. But like overall, like I never thought it was too cool to like glorify. That's why, like lyrically, I pretty much never write anything about like party, drugs, any of that shit. But I also just feel like it's kind of low hanging fruit. But the thing about heroin is it's like kind of scary to me. That's the one, you know, and I mean other things have come along, but like, you know, I saw the shit where it was like the bath salts thing that was going on and people are like zombieing out on fucking bath salts, or what was the crocodile or some shit.
I think
never
that's
even
kind of like similar to like
crocodile
the bath
to
salt.
me. I was like, is that an urban legend? Is that even real? You know? But I guess like I've heard it was real. But those kind of things that like in heroin where it's like everybody's ODing on the shit, it can literally like you can just do it and fucking die without even trying. Like I don't know. That's a little too close to the edge for me. You know? Now I used to fucking dabble with smoking crack and fucking rebase mad. Like,
No way.
you know?
No way.
Yeah, all that shit was like just kind of on my doorstep. Like it wasn't anything I really sought out. But yeah, I would say meth is super dirty, man. I never like really actually liked it.
I think
it was
that's
never
like
something
also
I would have. Now crack, I got like a little.
I've seen it one time.
Crack,
Been around somebody doing meth.
Crack was the one that really, like, I had to have a come to Jesus in a rock bottom moment because I'd like spent rent money, and I'm laying there fiending for more, wanting to go, like, just go for broke on it, and I'm like talking myself out of it, like, dude, don't be stupid, and you know, like laying there at night, and it's like, this is fucking insane. Like, I need to not go down this road. And so that was that for me. But yeah, never was much of one for popping pill. Like you've been around me a lot, and
I don't believe him. I've never spent more than
obviously
30 minutes.
You know,
yeah.
30-minute doses though for a long time.
This is the longest we were wrong out in our lives.
Yeah,
right.
I like to cop a good buzz and whatnot, but I'm pretty fucking solid, bro. Like, it's a rare occasion to see me fucking even shifted, you know?
Yeah.
You got
like I've only seen him like buzzing for like I've only seen it like twice.
Yeah, you got it.
Twice.
You still had some of Ashley's cum in your
mouth. But I also think
Couple
like
few.
when it comes to like people who like pop pills and like do heroin and like meth, like usually it's a group of people that like can enable them because usually they're doing it too. If not, then they're using their enable like the whole setup of enabling them to get something out of them. And so as like a friend, if my friends were doing that, I just couldn't watch. No, I can't enable you to do this. This is not okay. It's not okay.
And I feel like I remember with like crack and even sometimes with cocaine back in the day, like, and coke's not as like, you don't get too stupid. Like,
it's not for me. That's why I like to joke about it because it's silly. It's
but
biggest
crack
waste of
will
money.
have you like moving the stove.
I've never done. Well, actually,
you
never
know,
mind.
And
I got tricked into it.
sifting the
It's the only
floor.
time it's ever happened.
And so it's like I can remember
Pranksters.
at the end of a night with the crack, and you're basically picking lint off the floor, thinking it's
That's so
fucking
sad.
crack, and it's gross. You know, I remember like just so many little things where I was like, this is fucking gross, and especially when I could see other people like doing the shit, and I'm like, oh, I hate you right now. And it wasn't like out of a judgment because I was right there with, like hoping moving the stove that we do find some fucking crack that could have fell between that crack,
Yeah.
of the stove and the counter, like whatever, like totally in for that. But at the same time, like seeing this happening in front of me, and I'm just like,
was this at your place or was this at school?
gross. Huh? This was at band camp.
You can't. And was it the pink one? We're talking about the little bake oven.
Little easy bake oven.
Yeah. Oh, you were like what, 8?
Yeah.
But moving the easy bake oven to find some crack.
So yeah, anyway.
Well, I also can like
Oh,
chalk it up to like
what's this button do?
experiences. Like you like went through like a moment in your life where like, oh, I've done that before, learned from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like those types of moments are important as well.
There's a button on here. I don't remember what it is. I want to find out.
Oh.
Dude. I forgot I put
It's a
that on there.
suspense
about
builder
that.
one.
So
Anyway, man.
yeah, good. My bad.
I just felt like things that I couldn't control. So it's like, little drinking, a little smoking, whatever. Like I can control that. But yeah, pills and shit like that outside of prescription.
Yeah. You know what's
You
funny?
know.
It's like I married basically a nurse, and because of all like sorry, hold on, I want to do this real quick.
What are you doing?
I'm sharing the fucking show. I wanted to put it out on some platforms. So basically she like scared the shit out of me. And I basically had that. And then one night I went to a Halloween party, and back when I was in my early 20s, I just thought I was invincible. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing
Yeah.
I can't do.
Same.
And there were some, at the time, older ladies about our age, 40 to 45 years old. And they were like, you want to do some, I think it was Percocets is what they had. And I was like, well, whatever. I want to, let's get fucked up. And I ended up eating 3 of them. And I woke up to a friend of mine hovering over me in the bathroom there. And I'd been puking. And yeah. So that was the next time I took a prescription pill outside of like, if I got sick, I had to take what are they called? What are those things? The antibiotics.
Suppository.
Yeah, suppository in my nose. No, antibiotics. Son of a bitch. There we go. Put you back over there. Yeah, I probably 12 years outside of antibiotics, I would not take prescription pills. And actually at one point I didn't even take antibiotics because basically, and this is a thing, if you take antibiotics a lot, right, throughout life, your body grows an immunity to them. Mm-hmm. And there's this very specific thing that you can catch, and most people that get it, they get it from the hospital. I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's gnarly as fuck. And if you take too much of antibiotics, like basically you're gonna die. If you catch this thing, I don't know why I can't think of what it's called because I haven't thought about it in a long time. But yeah, it's just scared the fucking shit out of me. And then, I fucking one day, this is where it all started. I was taking a shower, and what I thought was happening is I thought somebody came into the bathroom and stuck a fucking 8-9 inch blade into my back. And I fell on my knees, and I looked behind me thinking that somebody has just fucking stabbed me. And there was nobody there, and there was no blood. And then I did it again, you know, and I'm screaming at the top of my fucking lungs.
Did you have a kidney stone or something?
I had a fucking kidney stone.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
I
that
went
shit
to the
makes
fucking
me fucking
hospital and
squirm.
they fucking had me like whatever. That I had to like do some shit. And then I had another one.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of me drinking. This is not appropriate because this has got shit tons of sugar in it, but I typically do not drink things with sugar unless it's tea, because you gotta have tea. You know, fucking tea is so
I
dope.
love tea.
But normally, like, you don't usually see me drinking soda. I'm not. I try my. It's not try. I just like I be looking for no sugar.
Yeah.
And like yeah. If you ever have a chance, don't have a kidney stone. It is, I've never felt any pain like that in my life. Dude, I have literally been in
Super
fights
scary.
and have my face beaten in like a motherfucker. And I tell you what, I snapped my fucking arm snowboarding when I was a kid. Nothing. I've been stabbed. Nothing. Like, dude, I would rather take a fucking knife than fucking have a kidney stone. Because like that's the only way that I can explain it. But the thing is, like, when I got stabbed, fucking it didn't hurt at first.
What do you mean
know?
you got stabbed? Like
I
literally,
got in a fight and somebody fucking pulled out a fucking knife
no
and stabbed
way.
me. Yeah.
Wow.
But dude, that kidney stone, dude, yeah, I would pretty much like it changed my whole perspective on what I drink. And that's some of it. Like, it didn't change what I ate, because that's the reality was it wasn't what I was eating. It was what I was drinking. And that was lots of like Mountain Dew and Cherry Pepsi and fucking Jack and Coke, whatever. Like Coca-Cola, not like you don't drink cocaine, you know what I mean? Like whatever. But
Thanks for clearing that up.
yeah.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
Jack and cocaine.
Yeah. I used to call Diet Coke Diet Crack. Man, whatever, just silly shit. But I like to joke about Coke because, and I'm glad we're back into this because I want to talk about this. Actually, I think it's an interesting subject. I like to joke about it because the first time like I ever did any form of speed, I found out that it doesn't do the same thing. Coke is different though, because you get high off of it. It's not just speed, it's a high. But to me, like, look at this. Like, look. See that? See how it just fucking, yeah, dude, I'm not built for it. And not only that, my body, it's just not, it's not for me. And I've like literally, it's just not something I look for. That's why I always joke when in room, you know, because it's like, it's very, very, very rare. And I mean, you know, Nick, we've been best friends for a long time. How often have I been like, we should get some Coke? No, man, it's not like, it's
Six
not
times.
six whole times. But no, it's just not a thing, you know? Like now there's some things out there where I'll be like, you know, like that'd be cool because of the experience. Coke is not an experience. It's like it's a sweet thing to tap on top of that drinking you've been doing or something. You know, somebody gives you an offer. But the reason why I want to like come back into this is I saw a meme the other day, and I don't know if the meme is something that is being experienced throughout this country or the world. But I think it is definitely a thing that is happening, at least in our fucking culture within Indiana. The meme says, I remember when we would check each other's eyes to make sure they weren't too red. And here we are today. And we're all checking each other's noses to make sure they're clean. And I feel like in my 40 fucking years, I have never experienced and seen so much fucking Coke culture and just Coke in general. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, close. There was one time, like 7 or 8 years ago, where it seemed like it was picking up. But I just feel like it's not just here. I think it's like in this country, we are seeing the rise of fucking Coke. And I've thought about it. And what have we experienced in the last 2 years that could cause Coke to be more prominent throughout our cities, throughout our communities? And that's called an opiate, an opiate pandemic or whatever the word is I'm trying to find.
Crisis.
Mhm.
So basically, I have ADHD and I have taken medication for it for a long time. And I'll tell you right now, it has been a wild fucking ride when it comes to having my like ADHD medicine, because there has been just constant shortage on the products to where they cannot get them out to people. At one point I went 4 months without, it was just like, sorry. And it's just like, okay, whatever. I will buy an extra Monster today and try to level this shit out.
Do you think it's because like are you saying so many people
I
are
believe
on the medication?
I
now?
believe the shortage of fucking basically what's the word I was using? Opiates
Mhm.
in this country in the last 2 years has caused a rise in cocaine usage. And now it's becoming a bigger part of our culture. I think that's like a thing. What do you guys think?
I worked in a restaurant for 8 years, and so like the majority of that time was opiates. Everyone in the restaurant. That's how we worked. That's how we made money. You know what I mean? Like everyone was friends. Everyone.
But
like,
you
we
didn't
all-
see people like
when there was no Coke. There was
Exactly.
there was no nothing like that. It was just
right.
yeah.
But it just seems like not just like the people in my life or the people I see at shows or blah 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 blah. I'm saying like in our culture and in like just in general, it is becoming this thing. And I've seen it like the rise of Coke, like where it's like 1980 fucking 2 again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was
like,
gonna say, like, I think there was like another era that was doing the same thing.
yeah, and then of course like the well, it's not history hour, but
Right.
yeah. Nick, you have nothing to say on this.
He's thinking.
I'm just listening.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. I
thinking.
just want to get your.
I think
opinion.
also like sometimes for people it starts out just as that recreational, and then all of a sudden like, whoa, you got a fucking problem. Like, whoa.
I tell you, you want to hear something fucking wild? At one point in my life, I would not pay my car payment. And I did it a couple of times. It was like when I was 19, 20, 21 in that era, I would be like, I can't, dude. I have to. Like I'm sorry, but credit card bills, rent, no, I have to have my fucking weed. Dude, no. Weed first. Weed was the number one bill. And there were times where I would like literally like pay my car payment a month late because there's no fucking way I was going to go without my motherfucking Mary Jane. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I've ever, but you know, now that I think about it, like cigarettes though, see, and here's the thing, like it's so much easier as of like today in today's society. Like if I'm fucked, man, like, and I know I ain't got no money coming in, gotta be that $5 vape you've been having, and it gets you through. You know, we didn't have that fucking 20 years ago. It was go get your fucking cigarettes. But like cigarettes is probably the biggest addiction in my life. But the only time I've ever been like, can't do it, gotta have it, was pot. And like, you guys are, like, fuck.
I don't feel like I've ever been that way towards weed.
I had to have it.
Do you
Couldn't live without it, dude.
Was that before you like started your medication?
Oh yeah.
So like, do you feel like ever since your medication, you kind of like, do you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like maybe that changed? Like, do you feel
Um,
like the weed helped your ADHD?
No.
No. Okay.
Yes, actually, yes, it did. Now that I think about it, yes, because back then, like there was Red Bull, right?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but the energy drink movement had not come into play yet. And I'll tell you what, like the first time, like I ever like had a fucking Red Bull, like tall boy Red Bull at work, I fucking drank that motherfucker, and unconsciously was like, this is my jam, because I was like able to like focus super hard. I could do things like way better. And I just started drinking energy drinks constantly every day. I would have energy drinks, and dude, the effect of that was
It like
fun.
churns my stomach even thinking about drinking all that fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love energy drinks.
Well, my dependency on that disappeared. I didn't need it anymore because I could take a fucking ADHD pill
Mm.
and get the same result. But man, it's a big difference, dude. Because for me, like when I take my medicine, like if I get up in the morning, I can't just take it. If I do, I'll fall asleep. If I'm driving, especially if I'm driving, I will pass the fuck out. You know what I mean? But
Do you drink coffee?
no, not
Okay,
really.
so, like-
don't get me wrong. Like if I wanted to, I could turn that on.
I feel like there was like a study done for people with ADD and ADHD where, you know, like if they would, like coffee has a different effect on them than what it would me. You know what I mean? It would wake me up, but it would make them very mellow and very, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I always wondered that, like when you drink energy drinks, if it makes you like, cause I will probably feel different than you do on energy drink. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just very curious about that.
I will tell you this right now. I bet money that if I had money, I could cure myself of my ADHD.
And how is that?
Simple. I go in to the fucking specialist. They put me under. They're going to fill my nose with this fucking foam shit that expands inside of my nasal system, and it's going to break everything apart. Okay. And then it's going to heal. And then they're going to fucking pull the stuff out. And it's going to bleed for a fucking couple weeks. And then I'll be able to breathe like a normal human
So
being.
you think like maybe
Just
some,
so you know, Playboy, I know somebody that had that done,
Yeah.
and it's not 100% like
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this guy
They told me
had,
that
like,
too. That's why I haven't done it.
narcolepsy and shit from. I mean, it leads what you're talking about.
you know, they prescribe narcoleptic people Adderall to keep them awake.
So,
But I have a question really quick before I forget. Like, are you saying that the intake of your oxygen is possibly like giving you the symptoms of
if you were to
ADHD?
go, if you were to contact IU hospital and go to their sleep apnea division, the doctor that I was seeing for sleep apnea has been in that field for 30 years. And she said, because I did the testing twice, and both times it was the same result. She said I had the worst case of sleep apnea that she has ever seen.
Wow.
And it's basically because of my nose and the way that the things do the things. I have had sleep apnea since I was a child. I used to sleepwalk. I used to have lucid, like I would be awake
night terrors
and sleeping at the same fucking time. Like had it my whole life. And I'll tell you right now, it's gonna happen as soon as I have a job and I have insurance. Kane is definitely going to be like, I'm not gonna let I know he has what I have, not only because I see it, but like he has what's the word? He's an insomniac.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine having a 6-year-old insomniac?
Yeah,
That kid
kinda.
wakes up probably 4 times a night because he can't sleep, because he can't breathe through his nose. So my brain went, even like my best night's sleep, like I should be wearing a mask every night. Like every time I go to bed and I don't have a mask on, I risk death. And that's the thing, is like it happened. I just don't, you don't talk about the shit.
Sure.
But here we are. Anyway, I can't tell you how many times in my life I have woken up and did this. And like fucking,
Like, how long was I holding my breath?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking, but dude, it's expensive, and also like it could change a lot of things like negatively. So I don't know. I need to do it, but Kane definitely has it. He has the same problem. Like if you would tell him like breathe in, just so your nose, just breathe in, you could see his nose completely close up.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, my ADHD is from that. That is what causes my ADHD. That is why I have hyperactivity, and I'm incapable of concentrating without medicine, and it does help. But I don't know. It's a lot to think about. I don't even know how we got it.
Well, it seems like a pretty good place to wrap up our conversation, man. And I hope you get help with that. You get that surgery.
Right on.
It fixes.
Man.
Fixes
No,
that
I think
shit.
like I have to remind myself to breathe sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, am I breathing? Like, and then like have to take a deep breath.
Oh,
But like I do believe that also like your brain's clarity and like the thoughts and stuff like also have to do with breath. And yeah, I agree with you. It's like a total possibility of like that is what's happening.
I don't know. I've had it my whole life, and I've always been like, like, I don't know. So basically, I wake up probably 4-5 times a night.
Mhm.
And then normally I don't sleep for more than 2 hours without waking up. And that's been, and now, by the way, there are ways that I can defeat that. If I have enough to drink, I'll sleep solid through. So basically manipulation, sleeping medicine, which like the sleeping, like I am prescribed a sleeping medicine, but I never take it. The only time I take it is when it's like I need to, and it's pretty rare. But yeah, pop one of those little itty bitties, just a little fucking like 10 milligram fucking. They prescribed me. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a T, but
Trazodone.
that's it. You nailed it. Yeah, I pop one of those bad boys. I'll sleep fucking 8-10 hours, dude, and I wake up. I'm like,
Well, I mean, like I also sit there and
hell
think like
yeah.
how much like sleep is really important.
Oh, yeah.
I struggle with sleep a lot too. And it's like emotionally, like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
it takes a fucking toll. If you
I'm
don't have the right
intolerable.
amount of sleep, like you can battle some other stuff just besides like the ADHD. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, like if I don't take my medicine, like my ADHD medicine, and I'm running rampant and I'm not sleeping, like I'm the most impulsive fucking motherfucker. Not just with my actions, but with my words. Like there is like it's bad. Like it has gotten me in so much trouble
Yeah.
at fucking work. And the biggest takeaway was like once I started taking this medicine, like I would never like spout, like I would never get angry at work. I would never like say things that like you know what I mean? Like
There's this
it's
medicine
game
that
changer.
I was trying that my mom gave me, and I feel like we've talked about it before. It starts with the H. I cannot remember the name of it. It has the word like hydro in it, but it's not a hydro. But like that's like helped me control my impulsivity, like my emotional impulsivity, and like not saying
Yeah.
things that are right there. And it helped me so much. Like I have a mad appreciation for that. But I figured also out it's an antihistamine.
Huh.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like an allergy pill.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I'm sure Nick's over there like thinking of all the times where I did something impulsively and he's like still holding the grudge for it. Man, I remember that one time when I got mad at you at fucking State Street. Oh, dude, like completely impulse. I just like a flip of a light. Like, oh yeah, and that's the thing is,
was I there?
It was a big fight.
Yeah, like,
a big fight.
and what I'd like, dude, if I was right, I probably wouldn't have done that. But I just do things, and you know, that's as a person, like, you don't want to have that ability to just like, you know, like with like, dude, I've done it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in this world have, and where you impulsively like just put the thing online, and then you realize, you know, a few whatever later, and you're like, oh fuck, man, what was I take that fucking down? But as long as I'm, you know, medicated, I don't fuck up like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even like, it's not about fucking anything I've ever done. So it's not like that. What I'm talking about is like at work. Oh shit. Like meetings. Oh fuck. Yeah, you got to the point where like I was like, they're like, look, dude, you either figure your shit out or you're not allowed to come to the meetings and you're not allowed to fucking be on the Zoom calls. Because like
just too anxious.
Yeah, dude, like you know, I'll just interrupt people. You know what I mean? Whether like
I'm one of those.
Oh,
I am an interrupter.
oh, dude.
I've seen you at your worst, bud. I get it.
I interrupt because I feel like I'm gonna forget. You know what I mean? Like that's how I am. I'm like, oh, I have to say something because I'm gonna forget it.
I get it. I get it. That's the thing. I think that at the end of the day, especially like when you really love somebody, like I really love you.
Oh, I really love you.
I really love you.
I love you too, bub.
And
Ashley, you're right.
Yeah.
I feel like when you have to accept somebody and be patient with them through the times where it is rough and you want to fucking, you know, fucking, I don't know, when you really care enough, you get through those rough times and even sometimes be able to laugh at it a little bit behind after the frustration dies, you know?
Yeah.
When you see it for what it is. But it's like, yeah, I think for me, I have my bad side too. I don't probably see it as much as you guys, you know, just like, but we all have our moments of being a lot to fucking deal with, and we take turns, you know.
I think the big thing is though, is like, for example, I am aware, I'm self-aware.
Yes.
And when I see things, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do, you know, whatever. So like whenever, like, let's say I've been a dick to you, right? Would you be so willing to love me so much if I refuse to see that?
Oh no, that is definitely.
Yeah.
And there's a
thing,
lot.
and you know, that's the thing is sometimes we've gotten to that point of where I needed you to understand like what you just said to me or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And you are actually fairly good at coming back and being like, yeah.
Whoopsie. Yeah. But you know,
I do
also,
that, and
I'm also
do that,
very good
I'm
at
trying not
constructive
to do
criticism too. Like,
right. And I
I'm
feel like
really
that's
good.
where it's at too. It's like
at times.
Yeah. I mean,
we're all
well, we all
like,
have our process
guilty
about
of,
the
like,
like
sometimes being
our
better than
emotional
others at
process
that,
about
you know?
the constructive criticism. You know what I mean? Because we're not necessarily trying to be so defensive, especially with people that we're in relationships with or that we care about so much. Like it hurts for like a
Yeah.
second, and then you really start thinking about it. And that's why I also love about like getting older and becoming more self-aware and like prioritizing those emotions and my reactions. And I mean, because honestly, were we ever really taught
Yeah.
how to fucking manage that shit?
One thing is like there is so much about life and experiences that create the person that we grow into and blah blah blah. And like one of the biggest fucking things that really changed like my outlook on things is like, well, first of all, just to be very clear here, I used to run Domino's Pizzas. Okay. And when I first started, it was unbelievably hard to figure out how to run labor and how to run food. And my boss, before whatever, at some point I had a boss as an assistant manager. And whenever the food was fucked up, just fucking smudge it. Just change it to where blah blah blah. Right? Well, guess what? Eventually, that motherfucker got in trouble because that it just kept building up because there's this problem, right? And he's fudging the numbers so he doesn't lose his bonuses and stuff, right? And that's basically theft. It's an integrity issue, right? So there's the integrity side of it, but there's also another side of that situation. It's like, how are you going to fix a problem if you don't focus and fucking own it?
Mm-hmm.
We lost 3 cases of cheese. Own it.
Mm-hmm.
Fix it.
Yeah.
And you can't fix something if you're not focused on fixing it and instead of ignoring it. And bam, boom. I'll tell you right now, that was like that whole situation. It's like, bam. And here's the lead into this is like, let's just say I was successful at my job at Domino's. And that's because integrity is fucking everything. You own your shit. And if you own your bullshit and you fucking focus on, doing this better, whether it's work or whether it's life, like you have to fucking own your shit.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because if there is a problem, you can't fix it unless you own it. And like, like we were talking about, man, like how, it's like one of those things. And I think working as a GM and
just for corporate period in general.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see the same thing right now where it's just like, oh, let's pretend everything's okay when the bigwigs come in. But in all actuality, you're causing more fucking problems than actually fixing the fucking problem. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And you're exactly right. In real life, this happens as well.
We would get at least 3 times a year, we would have a corporate inspection in these stores. And man, all these fucking managers of other stores are like freaking the fuck out.
Yep.
Freaking the fuck out. And I was to a point where it was just like, oh man, well, hopefully they come by. And there were times where I was like, please come to my store. Because the coach is in town. It's like, please come, because we're not worried about a fucking OER coach because we do our fucking jobs.
Yeah.
Like we want that motherfucker to show up because we want to get caught being a 5-star store fucking establishment and get that pin again and just keep on fucking, because you don't clean the fucking floors when the coach comes in. You just keep your fucking floors fucking clean. You keep your fucking shit straight. And that's, and then you train people and to be general managers, and you have these fucking whatever, your processes and how you do things, and boom.
I feel like corporate.
Now you've got all these people that you fucking trained out there fucking making money and having fun and enjoying their fucking job, and it just makes it a
Right.
better work environment. But it all starts with that one thing: integrity.
I feel like
Own your shit.
I feel like corporations now though are more about getting like creating jobs for like the higher uppers and like super high paid jobs where like the little man, you know, is not. So I'm talking about the regular GMs and I'm talking about like the regular employees. Like they're getting the fall. And so here these are unnecessary corporate jobs in this one corporation, so many unnecessary corporate jobs, like just made up jobs that we don't need.
Mhm.
And therefore now it's like suffering. You know what I mean? It's again, they're worried about their bonuses. If your labor's down, you get a fucking bonus. Well, we don't have enough employees, but you're still trying to cut labor just so you could put my money in your pocket.
Right. Well, there's also like, you have to think about the fact that like, you know, all these fucking people that are getting these, like, I don't know, it starts at the top and trickles down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is like,
It's a spider web for
when
sure.
the person at the bottom is making like less than 5% of whatever, let's say 3%, than the person at the top is. And then the gap between that person and the other person is here. And then once you get closer to the top,
Mhm.
it's like even smaller than the bottom 3%. You know what I mean? Like all the money is basically going to like 15 people. And then the other like 20,000 people are getting the rest of that fucking money. And it's like that
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't love capitalism. It's just like, you know, there's gotta be at least like, man, we have a government that just cares so much what people do with their fucking bodies, but they don't give a flying fuck about what these fucking motherfuckers are doing and how they are spreading out their fucking money. And like, it is causing problems. And then, you know, and then they double down on that. And they're like, not only do we not give a fuck, but we're going to let you pay whatever, like 90 billion% less fucking taxes than the people that are making under $100,000 a year. So it's like, it's set up like our entire system is set up for the American dream. But unfortunately, everybody that has accomplished that American dream doesn't have a fucking spine. So, and they fucking just take it all and take it all. And some of them do. There are some, I'm sure there are companies that exist right now that actually pay their fucking people good fucking money at the bottom all the way to the top. And they figured out a way to have a happy, awesome place to fucking work. But most of these companies, especially at the higher, you know, top, it's all fucked. And there's just no, I don't know. Our government is so funny.
Yeah.
And, you know, big subject that's been going on, obviously, for the last month is the fucking health insurance.
Yeah.
And what's really crooked about health insurance is not only is it completely fucking unnecessary, it's how they have it. It's a loop. It's a loop. Like you put the money in for the insurance.
Yeah.
Right. And then the money goes into the fucking facilities in which that you use your health insurance. And then the government, okay, gives special deals, right, to the insurance companies to keep that ball moving. So the money just keeps going right back in. Right. So not only are they getting our money, but they're doubling down through our fucking government. They're profiting off of their own fucking profits. It's like for every $10 you spend on health insurance, they're making 10 grand.
Right.
Because that's the way our system fucking works. It is the biggest scam in all, like the biggest fucking scam. It is fucked. And you know, like, I'm not trying to hate, but like, we have seen a lot of shit over the last 20 fucking years that has been presented to us as if it is for us, and it's just filling those people's pockets even more.
Well, even like the pharmaceutical companies,
And
like
it's
how
not-
much does it cost to make one of your medications?
And I'm
One.
sorry. No, I'm not sorry, but one fucker, okay, it's not going to solve this fucking problem because it's not on one fucker. There is plenty of health insurance companies. There are plenty of fucking government voted in official. We vote for these people that continue to line their pockets and continue to line the people that at the top of big med, big healthcare, and blah, blah, blah. And all we can do is, vote.
Yeah, that's it.
And then beyond that, we have to pray that somebody with some fucking integrity finds themselves in that Senate and says, enough is enough. I don't want your money. I want to help the people. But good luck with that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that way, even like about doctors and like even like some facilities where, they just want to help people. But then again, you like hear the negative stuff about it, and it's like you just want that money too.
Oh yeah.
You just want that money too.
Just like at the restaurants, when you go to a restaurant, there's going to be the people that work there that ain't making shit, and it's not their, not their favorite job of all time. And like, I think people that are mean to animals are pretty much the same people that are mean to people that work like the what's the word? Remember during the pandemic?
What do you mean?
Anybody that falls into that barrier where basically you are not allowed to leave your house unless you were a
the important people. What
Yeah.
are they called?
the 99% is what the real word is, but they call them something worker.
Essential.
Essential worker. Like essential workers are the heart and soul of like our fucking entire system, our capitalism. And basically, if you fall into that category, it's like you should be making all that fucking money. You should be getting that money. Not, like I understand like more money, not all of it. You should be getting more money. But dude, like the people that work in hospitals are like the fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nurses, doctors, all those people, maybe not like the, like the nip tuck stuff, but the real stuff, like people saving people's lives,
Mhm.
putting casts on arms when they get broken. All those people are the shit, and don't ever get that fucking, yeah.
I mean, like even like comparing them to like a corporation or whatever, like we saw them get treated like shit a lot too by their employer and get that burnout where they
Yeah.
just didn't want to fucking do it anymore.
I could
Like,
not
just-
imagine during the big waves when people were getting really sick and you couldn't find a fucking a machine. If you had COVID and you had already had pre-existing problems like whatever cancer or whatever it is that you might have, and you go to the hospital and they ain't got shit for you. I mean, could you imagine being the guy or the gal or the person that has to go to fucking work and put yourself in that zone, in that situation, and that's the thing is like, I was
feel
with
like it
somebody
creates a
for
trauma of its own for that person.
10 years and, she's legally and not allowed to fucking talk about the things that she experiences at work that, they're signed paper, non-disclosure, but come on, she fucking told me everything.
Sure.
And it was enough for me to be like, I'm not taking prescription medicines at all. And to a point where I wouldn't even take antibiotics. I'll sweat it out, just based on the things that, but when she would go to work, it would make me think like, man, hope it's a good day, because of the things. It's like those jobs are roosh.
Yeah.
Like super, like shout out to everybody in the fucking medical field. Whew,
I remember
whoa.
my like parents trying to get me to go into like the medical field after, like graduating or whatever. And I just couldn't do it because like, even at that age, I knew I was too empathetic and I would be not mentally healthy.
If the only thing I think, like, it's a good subject, like, and I want to know your guys' answer too. Like, if you could let's just have a little moment here. If you could go back in time and make a choice of what you think you would have been really good at, and you should have, like, this is not should have, but what you could have done, like, where do you think you would have landed knowing what you know in your 40s if you had known that, like, in high school, getting ready to either go or not go to college? For me personally, with how I work with people, how I feel about people, and my talents, I think I would have been a fucking teacher. I think I would have been a badass teacher because, like, in an environment where I am a leader, I am, like, not only, like, a fucking goofball, but I just really like helping people in the first place. You know what I mean? I like that. I think I would have been a good teacher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's totally out the fucking
What
maybe
about
coach.
you?
Coach some baseball teams. Hell yeah.
Yeah, teacher's a good one.
I think
remember my dad telling me when I was probably like 11 or 12 that my dad was Christian fanatic, so God put it on his heart that I was going to be like a great teacher.
Huh. That's
And,
cool.
Like, he told me that one day, and I'm like, oh. And so I always almost thought like I'm supposed to be a teacher, but it just, wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
and now I wonder, did I really, as an adult, ever have the patience for it?
yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something that you probably don't know, but you got to know. You should have been an engineer.
I don't like math.
Oh no, dude.
I hate
And what does math have anything to do with creating?
the strategy, yeah. Not math. But
Get a calculator,
strategy.
bitch. Fuck off. Math is simple. It's nothing.
I hate
It's
math.
the ability to see something and create it. And I have that too, but yeah, you're at a little bit of different level. Yeah, I think that you could have dude, you're only fucking 44. Dude, like, most people, like, don't even figure out what the fuck they're doing anyways until their 40s. A lot of successful people I would say a lot. I don't know, whatever. It's not until their 40s. Dude, like, I think you should think about fucking, like, go and get that LLC again. And we should start a ghost hunting company and start fucking going out with our iPhones hunting ghosts, baby. No, just kidding. You should really think about, like, putting more of your energy and time into fucking, like, maybe not necessarily creating new games at the moment, but maybe trying to figure out ways to get this out there and get the zippity zappities and the suitors. Like, to me, like not everybody's into anal beads, okay, or whatever this is. I'm joking. Stones, by the way, it's called Stones. It's really fun. I think suitors, though,
Hell yeah.
is probably, because it honestly, it's like, to me, you figured out a way to take help me out, euchre, spades, and there's one more that crosses into that group. I don't know. Whatever. He has figured out a way to take that kind of game and make it kind of addicting and really, really, like, fun. And the aspects of it, like the fucking free, like we're not looking at each other's cards and shit, but we're allowed to, like, fuck around and be like, ooh, I don't know, and then, like, it's like my perspective is, it's always like, fuck the dealer. And it's not fuck the dealer, it's like, fuck all of us.
Yeah.
Like, fuck all of us.
Yeah.
Like, what flips is gonna get flopped. And you get 7 cards, you get one option to get one back. And you don't have to think. so much. It's
Right.
way more fun because it's just like it's like I said, it's like you created the game that everybody should have been playing for the last 70, 120 years. So like, dude, like I'll go in with you, man. I'll fucking go, whatever the costs are, let's figure out a way and we'll make, I see, like, you know me, buddy, I'm with you. Like whatever I could do to help. Let's create a fucking, or you create whatever, you know what I mean? It's your thing. But like with or without me, you need to do that. Create the fucking deck. Create a specific deck and then do the things that you do, like that thing, because you already have the thing. Now it's like to make it the aesthetic awesomeness that you do too, is what I'm saying. Because there's definitely a way. Maybe the deck shouldn't be this like a regular card. Maybe it should be like weird. I don't know, like a fucking triangles. It's like a triangle cards instead, or something cool, something weird, whatever.
I get what you're saying. There.
Yeah. That way it's not like just a regular box of cards. Yeah. I don't know. You know, I'm just sitting here speaking to the guy that I'm trying to convince to do the thing. Because I think that like a lot of people do that. Hell, I even did it at one point. It wasn't until I started working with engineers, I was just like, okay, so you just have really good ideas and you figure out ways to actually make it happen. That's an engineer. It's not about math. It's not about fucking like knowing how to use a soldering iron. No, it's like seeing a thing, creating it in your mind, and then actually, there it is. That's a fucking engineer. No college degree necessary. It's pretty cool, man. What about you, Ash?
I think like, I don't know. I never had like a passion like really to do anything, but if I was to like choose now, if I could go back and like know what I know now about myself, like it would have to be somewhere around the grounds of psychology and counseling, and
you would definitely be a good counselor.
Like something in that
Social
area.
worker, maybe.
It's.
Wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
But that's I definitely
bless
want to
those
help people, and I want to know what people like, why people tick the way they tick, and like all of that. I've definitely a huge interest in that. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I see that for sure. 100%. I don't know you well enough to be able to like pick on you like I picked on him, But we are running out of time. We should probably close it up. We don't have to stop, but I at least have to play out the video. So we could keep going or we could just.
I think it's time.
It's time. All right. So next Saturday, head on out to motherfucking Black Circle.
Yeah, throw that flyer up one more time.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Banging, baby. Hanging out with Kenzie Six, Grimy, and some burlesque performances. There's fucking PJs going down, like photo, like by the way, they'll have a photo booth or thing for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like a selfie area.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been fun, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for having us on the show.
Absolutely. We should do it again.
Yeah.
Sure we will.
All right, y'all.
Come out to the show, Black Circle, next Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.